What to do, everybody? It's your boy Knights, and welcome back to the Film Cave, episode number 90.
That's correct.
Got it right? Okay, thought so. It's your boy Knight.
What's up, everybody? Logan here. Okay, I was waiting. Things weren't looking right, but they look good now. Yeah, that's right. Yep, big ass show, you guys. A lot bigger than we would have anticipated, but we have plenty to talk about. One thing I was very excited to talk about, this motherfucker I hadn't seen yet. But besides that, plenty to talk about. Black Panther, obviously. And so let's get into this shit, man. This is going to be a fun show. Episode 90. It's going to
be a fun show. Let's go. 90. We're almost there. We're 10 away.
Unbelievable.
From 100.
Yeah. But it's also interesting to think about how far away 10 weeks is. Like, that's a long ass time. So, you know how it is. But,
very true when you put it that way. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like we said, thank you guys for joining us, whether you're watching live and or on playback. I was like, did I say that right? On playback. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the support. If you want to further convince us that you love and just support us in this here little channel, hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. It's easy and it's free. Can't go wrong with free. Hit that thumbs up. Really helps the show reach a lot more people. And hit that notification bell to be reminded when all episodes drop, because you don't want to miss it. All right, good sir. Are you ready?
I am very ready. Let's get it.
Let's get into it. For those of you who do not know, me and Logan are a couple of what? Let the people know.
Fucking nerds.
A couple of fucking nerds, man, which means we like to talk about film any and all goddamn day. But sometimes we want to, step outside the relationship a little bit, do some naughty things, see something we like, and come back outside the world of film. But mostly she just ends up rearing her beautiful head into the conversation, and she catches us every time. Because why?
She's a beautiful woman. Absolutely stunning.
She's a beautiful ass woman. Absolutely stunning. Yes, she is. And we feel so bad for our wrongdoing. So sorry.
Correct.
But anywho, we like to call this here segment I need to get a new one of these motherfuckers too. I just needs to happen. It's out there in the world, man. I was gonna sing. I just don't feel like it. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Y'all don't get my beautiful voice today. I am sorry. At least not in that manner. Out there in the world, and there's a particular fashion in which we do out there in the world. So Logan, do you want to tell the people what that would be?
That would be traditionary fashion, my friend.
You're good and goddamn right. In the said fashion, what do you got?
Yeah, first thing I've got is actually not in the world of film, which is rare.
That's very rare.
And I mean, really, everything in my out there in the world is not related to film, I think. So that's a first.
You cheating more.
Unless you bring something up. But
I will.
First thing is, have you seen Dahmer?
Absolutely.
Netflix?
Yes.
So
I'm up to episode 7 right now.
Okay, so we binged it. It's done. It's I
was gonna ask you that too. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, so you've seen 7 episodes. It's not like there's anything that you know. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but like you can talk about the show for sure.
Yeah.
But show's crazy, man. Evan Peters is great.
Yes,
obviously, the whole cast really is great.
Phenomenal.
Jeffrey Dahmer, fucking crazy motherfucker, man. I'm not a fan of the guy. You know,
I'd imagine
big
not.
surprise.
I'd imagine not.
it just so many interesting things, and it was funny because like I've talked to my coworker about certain things and how, you know, like just dealing with certain traumas and just like I don't know if you've gotten to the part, which this is like a horrible thing to talk about, but this was what my coworker brought up, that he was like, he got to this point, and I think it's already happened, but from where you are, but he's talking to like a therapist because he's been caught, you know, gets caught in the first episode, and he's talking to a therapist afterwards, and the therapist is asking him, like, are you sexually aroused by the organs?
Oh yeah.
And he's like, yeah,
Men like shiny things.
yeah. He's like, you're fucking right, I am. And he says men like shiny things, and he talks about how he's like, we think it's wired into our DNA because of the wetness of a vagina before sex and blah blah blah. And it was funny because first of all, I was like, I mean, how often do men get to see a soaking wet vagina just without having like, it's just there, like you're already about the life before, anyway. But so I thought that was funny, but my coworker was like, you're not allowed to tell me that certain shit like this is wired into me, because he's like if I see organs and I want to throw up, whatever, and I'm like, yeah, it's certain things. And but it was just funny the way he reacted to that. He was like, I did not like how that guy said that I'm wired a certain way. And he's like, what if I don't like shiny things? He's like, fuck you. Like, he was so mad because he's like, he doesn't want to be anything like Jeffrey Dahmer, when in reality, like, I think all of us, you just look at it and ask yourself, was there anything I experienced that was close to somehow breaking my head to make me this in some capacity? Like, hopefully not. Because there's also a thing, like, I always think about like childhood traumas and things like that, like where we all have traumas, but some, like, if I compared mine to someone else's, mine are nothing, but for me they're massive. And that's why I always like shut the fuck. That's why, like, I can't go to therapy even though I need to, because it's like, you need to be talking to people that really got shit. And like, I'm just a bitch. Like, I don't need you to waste your time on me.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? So it's like, we were talking about that because I was like telling him like the stuff with like the parents fighting when he was a kid. And I was like, God, I was like, that just, like, I lived through that. Like, that was so normal. And like, I still will like think I hear my parents fighting throughout my house, and like, they live 15 minutes down the fucking road. Like, they are not close to me. But like, if I'm in the shower, it's almost always in the shower, but like, I'll be washing my hair to where sound is muffled, and I'll think I hear my parents screaming outside of the bedroom, because I have a distinct memory of hearing that when I was showering when I was a kid. And I was like, there's no way, because my dad goes to work at 4 a.m. and I'm getting up for school at 7 o'clock. He's not home. So what did I just heard, muffled in my ears? And then I stopped the shower, and no, he has come home and they're like screaming, fighting, and breaking shit. And I was like, oh, like, I just remember, like, it like broke me in a weird way. And so I was like watching him just have to like kind of sit there while his parents are freaking out and like half bringing him into it, half not. And like,
hey, it's none of your fucking business.
Yeah,
go back to the room. It's like, oh, shit.
One person wants to bring you into the fight, and the other one's like, can you not fucking bring the kid into the fight? Get the fuck out of here. To like me. And I'm like, what do you want? Like, and I mean, it's just one of those, it was just, little traumas like that it could break you if you're just depending on the person.
Don't go killing people.
Exactly. And I mean, no, I'm not going to eat anybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, so many interesting things with Dahmer, but I definitely want to give props to everyone involved. It's been so well acted, especially by the fucking victims, which makes it 10 times worse to watch. And
it's making its roundabouts on, online, and the people in real life that it's affecting and stuff like that. And it's like, I can understand how it's frustrating if you're like the families of this. Yeah, of I haven't watched any other like Dahmer based stuff, so I don't know, like, oh, this show went extra hard compared to everything else, so it's a little more upsetting. I don't know. But it's like, for me, it would get annoying, but I feel like I'd get to a part where I'm just like, there's just nothing I can do at this point, because they're going to keep making stories about these people and these things, and it's like, I can't get mad every single time. It just, because then I'll just be physically fucking exhausted. Like, you're traumatized for your, like, throughout your life, obviously. But I don't know, I feel like, me personally, I just get to a point where, like, well, fuck, there's nothing, what am I going to do at this point now? And it's frustrating because a lot of people are getting flack for saying, oh, Evan Peters is hot and all sorts of stuff, like, in the show. I'm like, you guys are focusing on the wrong fucking things. Yeah, obviously this man is hot generally, but to speak about the man, not Dahmer. So it's like
Yeah,
you should learn to separate it, and you should be focusing on the actual stories who is about like the fucking victims and how the
right.
system was 20 times
And
fucking just broken and shit back then and everything
it's
else.
also a
But you're
thing of
focusing on this
like,
shit.
which like I did you watch the Zac Efron Ted Bundy movie?
No.
Me either.
That's another thing. Like, oh my god, he's so hot.
And but that's the
That's like
thing
it.
is, although like I'm not gay, but like I can see, I can look at a man and say like that's an attractive person. Like I can see why someone would say that's an attractive man. Blah blah blah. So like I look at Zac Efron. He's obviously like he is a 10 out of 10 to a lot of people. I guess you could say. You know, like he's you know obviously just a good-looking man. Ted Bundy was not that by any means,
Neither was
but
Dahmer.
but the point is Bundy was attractive, and so you have to kind of play that, you know. So we'll get Zac Efron, somebody that the audience would believe could do this to the women, you know, kind of thing. And although slightly different, but really not, Jeffrey Dahmer got almost all of his victims by being, you know, they were interested in him sexually. So you got to be attractive. I mean, so it was a thing of sitting there going, God damn, like very early on, you're like, fuck, Evan, you had to get ripped to shreds for this. Like he looks unbelievable.
Yeah.
And so it's like, Jesus, but it makes sense for, you know, if you're going to have all these also very good looking men with great bodies to come to your door, you're not going to look like me. You're not going to be some string bean like, hey, I'm ready to take you home. Like, it's just not like, it's not going to happen, you know? So like, I don't know. It's funny to me that people, because I've seen that too. People are like, oh, he's hot. And then people are mad at him. It's like, first of all, Evan Peters is a 10 out of 10 to a lot of people. And he's on screen. Like,
Ass is a 20. Absolutely.
Is it? That's one thing I definitely don't know about is besides America's ass back here over my shoulder. I don't know about men's asses very well, but they are wearing those tight ass jeans, so I guess it makes sense. Being back in those days, but
that's funny.
But yeah, Evan Peters does great. The whole cast really does do great.
Yeah. They do.
And have you got to the episode that's all about one of the victims?
Yes, it's fucking heartbreaking. Absolutely.
Yeah, it most definitely is.
Yeah.
And so I just
fuck.
I want, like, I just hope, because I'm sure Evan Peters will get, you know, nominated for something, or at least get some sort of talk, because he's,
I'm sure he will.
You know, but I hope that they also really point, you know, give some credit to the rest of the cast, because the show really wouldn't be great if everyone didn't sell it well, and they do. So it's great.
This will definitely get Emmy considerations, like for sure.
Yeah.
Golden
Just
Globes.
so high quality.
Yeah. It's
I have to turn my
phenomenal.
light off.
Yeah. Like most of like Ryan Murphy's like true crime like limited series do. They all get nominated.
Yeah, correct.
Hype and everything.
Well, and you can tell this thing's got money behind it. I mean, it looks good. Everything about it's great. So
it's really, really good. Getting the shouts out, I love that because they actually got deaf actors to portray.
Yeah,
which is great.
Correct. It's great.
Yeah, he killed that episode.
God, he also,
like, Jesus.
Besides being much more swole, he looks so much like the real guy. Like,
yeah.
His name's escaping me, the victim's name, which is so sad because he was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But
it's Tony, wasn't it?
Tony, yes, that's correct. But the actor they got, is spot on. The only thing that I'll say, talking about string bean, blah blah blah, I was like, I don't think Evan Peters could take this motherfucker. Like when I first saw him, I guess I'm saying that incorrectly. When I first saw him, my thought was, this guy is too big to be a target. You know, like if the drugging doesn't work, you're not going to beat him in a fight. And then you see the real guy, and he was not as big, but also, I mean, still, it's just that's one thing that, I mean, it's surprising that somebody didn't kick Dahmer's ass all the time. But
That's very true. It's hard when you're fucking drugged
yeah, no,
up.
that's exactly right. Exactly.
And that's why it's just like, well, if one of these fuckers decide to be like, hey, what are you doing? And I can't do shit. I need, this.
Yeah.
So it just shows like how fucked up everything is and how many times he should have been caught. And it was insane. That just speaks to the system, racial inequality, and at the height of AIDS and homophobia, like everything was like, the fuck.
Yeah.
Just worked in that man's favor on top of white privilege, as we've seen.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, I'm finishing out. I should be done today. Because I definitely want to finish it. So
Yeah.
we'll be good. But great show. We'll wait to see the next. Okay. So we can knock this out because it's these two in one, because it's the same under the same house. I have a few Marvel stuff. One, Armor Wars is officially a movie, which I think is pretty dope.
Yeah, it's intriguing.
It is. So I'm like, good. I'm good. Give Brody, Rhodey his shit. Brody, where's that from? I feel like that was something. I don't know why I said that. But Rhodey needs to get his own, so I'm very happy for that. And then we got a huge announcement, which I was not so excited about. Which also means 9 times out of 10, Ryan Coogler's not coming on to do it. Michael Waldron
Yes.
is writing Secret Wars. That's frightening.
Yes,
That's
it
frightening.
is.
That is frightening because that automatically excludes the rumor of Ryan Coogler because he is not taking something on that he is not personally writing as well. So that sucks. So now I don't know who they're going to get, but Waldron, and a lot of people are saying, and I see you said it as well. I hope it's more along the lines of the Loki road.
Yeah. Correct.
Or fuck that, better than Loki, and not.
Well, so
into
that's what's fun. That's what's been funny about that, because of course, like Loki is still my favorite, Disney Plus show from the MCU, but I know it is not even close to the top for you. And so you're the person that I've been thinking about a lot, where for me, I'm like, hey, get back to Loki vibe and you'll be top tier. But then for someone like you, it's even more so like Loki obviously is not a swing and a miss for you or anything. Like you still enjoyed Loki a lot.
Oh no,
I think.
yeah.
But Multiverse of Madness, I mean, that it was literally every act was a strike, and this motherfucker's out. And then they
Loki
give him an Avengers
Citizen
movie.
Kane compared
like
to Multiverse.
I don't know, man. It's interesting. I did see. So first of all, I never thought Coogler would take an Avengers movie, especially after the monstrous feat and stress that Wakanda Forever would have been.
He almost gave up acting.
Directing. I would also obviously love it because he's phenomenal. But I did see someone say, hey, he could be co-writing it with Waldron, and I saw somebody it might have been.
He could have, because he co-writes stuff too, but Waldron is not on that level. It could have
been JG. I can't remember who it was, but somebody said, Waldron. Hopefully, Waldron's on Loki vibes, but it would be great if Coogler was there to co-write and keep him in line on things. Because what I really found, especially obviously with Black Panther the movie, but even in the trailer for Wakanda Forever, you just really you take for granted is the better way to put it. The dialogue that Coogler writes is always on point.
Yeah.
He does not write shit that isn't thought out, meticulously thought out. Whereas Multiverse of Madness was the exact opposite. That movie was a fucking tragic situation. I could see Coogler say, hey, let's go ahead and fuck with some Blade.
I would love that.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it might not line up timeline wise. I'd be surprised though if the Ant-Man director is not directing one of the Avengers movies. Because I'm on your team on this. I'm just saying he's one of Marvel's and Disney's sweethearts, because he's directed Mandalorian. He wanted Fantastic Four, didn't get it, but he's introducing Kang. Kang Dynasty is coming up. I could see these lining up.
I would rather you bring Favreau in if you're gonna do.
Oh no, yeah, no, I agree. I'd be surprised because he's just such an easy, safe choice for Marvel.
Yeah, but see, I don't want easy and safe with this one.
No, I agree. Yeah. But I think that Marvel will go, we can meld this to be what we want with him. He'll do what we wish, and execute in a good manner. Because if you have problems with the Ant-Man movies, their directing's not the issue.
Oh yeah, no.
So he's not writing, hopefully, and there you go. So.
My choice is, if you're not going to get Coogler, because this is fucking huge, you either look at Coogler or you bring back Russo's,
correct,
or Destin does back to back, which I doubt.
Wait, who does?
Dustin, the dude who's doing Kang.
Kang,
correct. Kang Dynasty. Those will be my three, unless they pull out like fucking, hey, Brad Bird is doing, or some fucking shit that's like,
right.
I don't want Peyton. I don't want fucking somebody. I want somebody who can handle like.
Yeah, correct. No, I agree.
Boom. But if Coogler said, no, I'm not gonna do Avengers, I'll do Blade, I won't be mad. If James Wan comes up and was like, you know what, I've always liked Blade, I won't be mad. Like, just give me good shit.
At the end of the day, I don't personally think the guy that they have for Kang has done anything that makes me think he can handle that movie. So, like, I'm still very worried about that.
Really? Jonathan Majors?
No, the director.
Oh, I was like, oh my god.
No. Jonathan Majors is obviously great. I don't know the guy's name that directed Shang-Chi, but
I think so. Off that alone, I think so.
And see, that's the thing is, you like Shang-Chi way more than I like Shang-Chi.
I love Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Disrespectful. Let's move on.
And so,
no.
it's one of those things. So it's like I really would be surprised if it's not Russo's, which I think is an obvious choice, but at the same time, they're both gonna want $25 million, and instead you can go get Peyton Reed for 10 instead of 50, and
dish the money out. You're Disney.
But that's the thing is, if it's Secret Wars, how big is the cast?
Huge.
How expensive is that movie? So
Huge.
if you can save $40 million on directing choice, I don't see. Shang-Chi is not top 5 Marvel, and I don't think even John thinks that. You are high as a kite.
I have to think. I don't remember where I have it on my list.
Is it better than Iron Man 1?
No, I've had more fun than Iron Man.
Okay.
1, but
Endgame, Infinity War, Avengers 1. No. Is it better than Civil War? Winter Soldier?
Where do I have it?
I mean, no, it is not top 5.
Okay, it cranks out 6 for me. It's number 6.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me see what else
number 6
should obviously beat it.
Because I have
Black Panther.
Yeah, that's definitely obviously. It's Endgame, Panther, Infinity, Civil, Iron, Shang-Chi.
So Avengers 1 is behind Shang-Chi.
Yeah, because it's great and amazing, but I got 2 Avengers that did it much better. So I'm like, I'm cool. Still a great, but it's top 10.
God, no,
it's definitely top 10.
Shang-Chi is not even half as good as Avengers 1. I mean, like,
what? Loved Shang-Chi. Yeah.
God damn, man. And you didn't even like
top 10
Loki that much?
No.
What the fuck?
That did not.
That's wild as
did
shit, man.
not.
Which, don't even get me wrong, Black Panther's not a top 5 Marvel movie either, but I mean,
Huh? Yeah, see.
no,
Absolutely not. You're insane.
definitely not.
Insane. Let's see. That's blasphemous. All right. What do you have?
Other thing I have is I got to see Werewolf by Night.
Oh yeah, you lucky son of a bitch.
And man, yeah, Shang-Chi is not better than Winter Soldier. Y'all are high as shit. Anyway, sorry.
Bugging.
Werewolf by Night. Speaking of Marvel, we'll keep it in the Marvel world here. I honestly think, obviously, don't go in with the highest of expectations, but I think you and I think Kenya King over here in the chat will both greatly appreciate Werewolf by Night. It is.
I know Kenya's a little.
Well, that's the thing though, is it's meant to be, an homage to the classic monster movies, the horror, situation, but also it's the bloodiest thing we've ever got from the MCU by far.
You can tell that by the trailer.
It's got the most gory kills that we've ever seen in the MCU.
Love that.
But what's genius about it, and I was telling my coworker about this, that what's genius is you could also say, like, all right, Marvel and Disney are being kind of bitches, but this is smart. Is one of the big key things with movies that make something R-rated or make whatever for a rating is blood. But the key factor is bright red pools of blood. Like, so you go to like the Wolverine, the second, solo movie that he had. And I don't know if you remember, but the theatrical version, he was cutting people up in just tiny amounts of blood every once in a while. And then for the Blu-ray, they were like, here's the real situation of what would happen. And they gave you the CG of the blood. And it's because just blood alone would have made it R-rated. And what Marvel does with this Werewolf by Night that's fucking hilarious and genius is they make it black and white.
Yeah.
And there's a full-blown scene where he cuts the throat of somebody with his hand, and the blood goes on the lens of the camera. And you're having to watch him fuck people up through the blood dripping on the camera, but it's black and white. And
cool,
it's fucking genius, because I could see the executives at Disney being like, we cannot do that blood, or like we're nervous about this, and they're like, but it's black and white, like you won't be able to. And it's like, oh, that's not as scary for the kids that watch blah blah blah. The Wolverine in Japan, yes. But yeah, so I vastly enjoyed it. It's got humor to it. It's cheesy, like those old school monster movies could be. But at the end of the day, I really like the actor, because I'd never really seen him in anything. The woman that's in it is phenomenal. I like both of them. I hope we get to see more of them.
Oh, the Ava Green knockoff?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you reminded me of in the trailer.
Yeah, no kidding. Let me see here. What is her name? Well, I'm talking about her here. Laura Donnelly.
I know the main dude's phenomenal. He's been in a lot of shit.
Has he? I've literally never seen him in anything, which is terrible.
And he was just in. Didn't you see Old?
No.
Is that you? Oh, okay.
No. He is an old though. That's right.
He is an old.
One of the main guys there. But yeah, I'm very excited for people to see it. I think that this is perfect to be on Halloween night. While the kids are out trick-or-treating, you just have this on the TV.
It comes out this week, no?
Yes. Or like next week? I can't remember now. Let me see. October 7th. Yeah. The 7th. So Friday.
Oh, same day as Hellraiser. Shit.
Yeah. But I'm really excited for people to see it. I think it's a ton of fun. And it is not a horror by any means, but you're like,
yeah, I think so.
There's multiple moments where you're like, oh shit, what's about to happen? Like, suspenseful.
Is like a short. It's not like a series.
It is
right?
It's a 52.5-minute short film.
Okay.
If you want to call it, or it's a 1 episode series.
Right. It's a pilot. It's just a pilot.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and what I'll say is I don't like, because Kevin Feige even said, I think in like a commercial or something for it, that he's like, this opens our world up for the MCU in the terms of monsters like this, and this will lead into big things going forward. I don't know how they'll bring in Werewolf by Night to anything else right now. Even just simply with the fact of, like, this was in black and white, and the werewolf part of it is practical, and so it looks old school monster movie type of, it looks good, but it looks
Maybe
like
they just
it's
meant like within that monster verse.
And so that's what I would be very down for, is Marvel does a Halloween special every year.
Oh, that'd be dope.
With this.
I imagine they will.
So that's the thing, is I think it's kind of fucking smart to do something like that, where, obviously Deadpool will be R-rated. Hopefully Blade will be R-rated theatrically for both of those. And then have this where it's not super R-rated, but it's got that vibe. Like
it's shit in it.
Yeah, it's horror, and it's in its own way. So I'm excited for people to see it. I think you guys will really appreciate it. I don't think you'll go, oh my God, this is the greatest thing I've fucking seen ever. No, definitely not. But I think you'll both be very happy that you spent less than an hour in that world having fun. So I'm excited.
I'm with it. I'm excited. Okay, so this is nothing too crazy, but I want to talk about, and I find it interesting because this man is making a name of being the new fucking go-to when it comes to, speaking of monsters or anything like that. Bill Skarsgård has just wrapped up The Crow, which is cool and interesting, but he's also tapped to play and star in Nosferatu as a titulature. I always have a fucking hard time saying that. Vampire, which I think is fucking perfect. This man is literally becoming the it guy for like physical, like just anything.
Creep.
And I'm here for it, right? Physical creep, or just monsters, and just because obviously Pennywise, his Pennywise is going down as one of the greatest of all time.
Absolutely.
So I have no doubt he'll do the same for this. Him and Lily Depp, what's her name? Lily Depp, Johnny Depp's daughter, because Anya Taylor is no longer attached. She dropped out with scheduling and all that shit. And it's from the same dude. It's from Robert Eggers, whatever, the guy who did Northman and The Witch and all that shit.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
we shall see, especially with his directing style and putting it to that. It's going to be very interesting. I'm
definitely agree. Yeah, I love Bill Skarsgård simply from it, really.
Oh, yeah.
But and mostly
he's great in other shit too.
Chapter 1, I fucking hate Chapter 2, but it's not nothing about him is what I hate.
You can't.
But yeah, no, he is someone that I vastly look forward to the future of, because he should be Oscar nominated every year guy 5-10 years from now. Like he's that caliber of transformation to where he'll be a McConaughey, like, hey, we need you to lose 50 pounds and be skin
frightening for him.
Exactly. And he's like, hell yeah, let's do it. Like he seems like that kind of guy. Obviously just comes from a family of fucking killers when it comes to acting in general. So I'm very excited for anything. And I mean, he looks like, if you couldn't get Pete Davidson to be a vampire, then you got to get Bill Skarsgård, because I mean, both of them look like they're half dead, and one's a better actor. So let's go ahead and go with the better actor, and
better looking. So put him in the screen.
That's correct. But yeah, I'm excited for sure.
I can't wait to see him in John Wick. That's going to be dope.
You can see him in John Wick. I won't.
Oh, yeah. You're insane. Just on a roll today. And then he was great in Barbarian. He was really great in Barbarian, actually.
Really?
Yeah, because he was in that. I know you stay away from those type of films, but He was great in it.
Yeah.
Okay, what else you got?
The other thing that I have is, I guess you could call it kind of an ad on myself. I'm putting it on you, but I'm not gonna talk about it long. But it's this thing that I got sent to me. It's called a movie palette, and I wanted to show everybody again because it really does just fit my
Well, I saw like a
vibe.
bit
So
of that.
this is a movie palette, and I got it sent to me by the people at Movie Palette. But it is it's on this side. It is Dune,
Right.
and literally it's every scene in a slat of color, and you can just move throughout the film to where like this is literally the last scene right here.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
And they have every movie you can imagine, and if they somehow don't have it on the website, you just request it and they go make it really quick. So right now they're having a massive sale. I will admit that they are not cheap. They're not cheap.
I imagine not.
But I think it's a phenomenal idea for someone like you and I especially, who are grown but also allow like movies to be way too big of a piece of our lives, to where it would cost you a few $100s basically, but you could get the biggest version of this, especially, which I think is like 50 inches long, and hang it on the wall above a couch or above a bed, and it just looks like a nice piece of art. And then it's actually a movie that you love, and like no one would know without getting up to it and seeing the name, or you can get it without the name even, and kind of just let it be a secretive, like you can say, like, try to figure what that is out. But like I said in my little video I made about it, the one for Skyfall, I almost got like, so because I think like Skyfall is phenomenal. They don't have No Time to Die yet, which was surprising.
Interesting.
But like I need to look, like I wonder what Black Panther looks like. That's a good one to look up. I have it up right here. So
that's what I was thinking.
But literally, like somebody in my comments said, "What about Into the Spider-Verse?" Looked that shit up, and oh my god, like there's so many incredible options. Black Panther one's actually surprisingly interesting. It's not what I expected at all. But yeah, so moviepalette.com, there's, as of right now, they have a monstrous sale that I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing this or not, but basically I looked at it. They're having a fall sale. It's 50% off of everything. And then you can also use my discount code of Logan15 and get an extra 15% off of that 50% off price. So if you want to go in there and go ham,
I might do that.
All I really, like, anybody that's listening, moviepalette.com, and just look up different movies, and you'll be surprised as fuck to just see what some stuff looks like. And I can type it in the chat here. They do not have Dragaball Brawly.
I doubt that.
But you can
request it.
You can request it. Like, you can get a custom one made, and then they will just put it on the site after that. Obviously. But highly, like the one that they have as their ad is Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, so that looks dope.
Fucking beautiful movie. I'm not the biggest fan of the movie, but holy shit, it's one of the best looking movies ever.
Yeah, Black Panther is interesting.
Very interesting.
Not what I would have expected.
But some other, like Infinity War, looks damn good. Like I said, Skyfall, phenomenal. The Batman, you can see just bright red streaks from like when he's in the nightclub and when he's lit by the flare at the end. For that whole, there's a big chunk of red. So yeah, I highly recommend it. Here, I'll put it in the chat here. Movie Palette.
The Batman.
For anyone that is interested, just check that out. But yeah, I just like it because I can look at the fucking piece of art and find where I'm at in the movie that I love. And
that's cool.
For
that
someone
big,
like,
bold ass red line.
Yeah, and that's the flare. Like, you would just immediately know that's the flare. That whole end of that is lit by that flare, and it's beautiful. And so, yeah, I definitely want to shout things out. I almost got Interstellar, even though it's not the best looking one of any of them. But the way movie palettes are set up, it looks like the Tesseract at the end that he's like playing, like, it's made out of the string looking things. So the Interstellar movie looks like it's made out of the thing at the end of the movie. And so I almost got that one just to kind of play Inception on the whole idea of movie palettes. But I went with Dune because
Get Out is nice.
Is it? Let me see here. See, that's the problem. So Get Out could go in any house. It's just an art piece.
Yeah.
And no one has to know that that's a 10 out of 10 fucking movie right there. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's really genius. I don't think you could fill a house with them by any means.
Oh, yeah. No.
But having one be like just your main art piece.
The Dark Knight is nice.
And so Dark Knight is kind of tame. And, but it's the Dark Knight. It's a dark movie, But yeah, so like, if like Get Out for like, they're all the same price, but so the biggest one is a 50 by 20, so it's massive, fucking massive.
Yeah, it's pretty damn big.
If I got premium, so this is the premium canvas, which is more of a gloss. Apparently, standard is more matte, which I don't even know which one I would prefer, honestly. But normally, a premium canvas with the biggest size is $560. It's on sale now for $280. And then with an extra 15%, I want to say it's $250, $240 something range.
Right.
But if it's normally $560, god damn, you know what I mean? So I definitely think it's something for people to look at that listen to our content, because you're obviously big movie fans.
I like Godzilla King of the Monsters. It's actually nice.
Oh no, fuck that movie. God awful, man. I don't want to be reminded of that godforsaken thing. But yeah, like, it's just I think it's a really fucking great idea. Like, Spider-Verse is fucking beautiful.
Ooh, Mortal Kombat's dope.
See? Oh, how funny, man. But that's what I mean, is you can go through like The Shining is fucking really good looking. Or The Lion King. The original Lion King is damn near a pride flag. Like, it's just every color of the rainbow is in the Lion King animated.
Ooh. Spider-Verse is dope.
Fucking great, man. Like, yeah. So definitely people look at them to,
Oh, they don't have everything everywhere all at once. Oh my God.
But that's one you could definitely request. I mean, I'm surprised they don't have that on there yet. But
that'll be insane.
That's pretty brand new. But yeah, so everybody go to that website, have some fun with it. Beauty and the Beast, fucking wild looking, beautiful. But yeah, so I didn't mean to spend that much time on that either, like, to be honest, because they paid me to make one video. They didn't pay me. They gave me one for free.
Fury Road is insane.
Oh God, is it? Let me see.
It's pretty dope. Like, it's
just fun to look at these, man. Oh yeah, exactly.
The road is
and a big blue dot. Like, so that's what I liked about this, was like, when it comes to Dune, you can see when this is upside down. You can see when like, we're with the Harkonnens or in the dark in the big black chunks, and then like, this is desert. Like, all this is just fucking crazy desert. And I don't know, like we know that it ends in the desert, and like there's a big chunk of white, because it ends with that fucking girl going, oh no, like fucking screaming like a crazy bitch. And like I could see that scene in that piece of color. So it's just cool. Like, I didn't think about it until I got it in person. Honestly, I didn't think it was a great idea. Oh God, Hellraiser is great. Jesus. See, man, it's a fucking good idea. I just don't think you can. I don't think you could fill a house with them. But
oh yeah, no, I don't think you should. You should only get like a few, like, of your favorites, and like here and here.
Right. Like, I think for me, like, I'll leave Dune in my office somewhere, whatever. Because that was the thing too, is like, First Avenger is a beautiful one.
Ooh, Halloween's nice.
But like I already have the first Avenger poster. Batman was the first one I looked at, but I'm getting a poster for that, but from Mondo whenever they decide to ship that fucking thing. It should have been 2 months ago. So I was like, let me not do that. And I was like, Dune is the newest, big thing. And it was also the one that they had just come out with when they emailed me. And so I was like, yeah, let me get that one because that's the one that they're pushing a lot. And I love it, obviously. But like Skyfall, Skyfall just looks like fucking art. Like it could fit in any house, any room. It's
Batman v
just
Superman is a lot greener than I thought. It's a
right?
lot of green.
Right? I saw that when I was looking up Batman, that obviously comes up. All the Batman come up if you just type in Batman. And yeah, Batman v Superman has a massive green tint over the whole film.
Jesus Christ. Kenya's favorite Batman
and Robin is wild. And I mean, it's awesome looking.
It is.
Like, I mean, if you were gonna do it, it's cool.
It looks like the beginning of the Netflix logo. Like we're coming out of that. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So for anybody listening, just check it out. I just think it's fun. Like I like if you just go to moviepalette.com and scroll down,
nice.
They have Titanic up and they zoom in and they show you this is the I am flying scene, and then Jack and Rose in the water. They zoom those chunks in and label them so you can just kind of be like, oh shit, that is exactly what that looked like, So I think it's a damn good idea. Which one?
Batman. 89.
89?
Yeah.
That's the thing, man. They're all like, it's just cool to see, like, oh yeah, just snapshot of the whole movie right there. I'm trying to think of some other ones that I was looking up.
Ooh, Iron Man 3 is sexy.
What was I gonna?
Iron Man is
there's a million,
yeah, there's.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. So check them out. I think it's a good idea. And if you do go, I don't think I get a portion of anything. But and if I do, I apologize and I'll retract that. I doubt anybody's gonna buy anything. But
Man of Steel is green as hell too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I wouldn't have thought that.
So we're seeing a pattern here
cool
with good old Snyder. It does.
Yeah. I like it. I mean, so I think it's a cool idea. Like even Jurassic Park that they have on that front page is pretty cool looking. Yeah, man, I think it's a good idea for massive fans.
I love it.
Of movies. I think it's a good ass idea. So check them out. See what y'all think. But yeah, I don't think I get a chunk of anything. But use Logan 15 because it just gets you an extra 15% off. If I had a code for something bigger, I'd tell you to get that one because they're not cheap.
Hey,
but they are cool.
Take it.
So yeah, all day.
All right. So I have 2 more, and then I'm done. First, we got a poster and a trailer for Will Smith's new movie, Emancipation. So they're finally bringing that back out.
They did a trailer too? I only saw the poster.
Well, they did the trailer.
Okay.
Which I'm surprised I didn't see it I guess I'm not surprised that I didn't see it everywhere, but it's on Twitter, on his YouTube, and all the other good stuff. It looks fucking great. Antoine Fuqua, he's directing. It looks amazing. This is definitely an Oscar film, but of course, with everything, he could still be nominated, but obviously
he ain't showing up.
He can't, right. And the chances of what happened, I'm sure everyone will automatically just be like, even if he's fucking amazing and deserves it, it's like, yeah, we're not going to vote for him.
Yeah. Well, he didn't deserve to win the last time, so.
Oh, I don't know about that. But we'll see what happens when it comes to that. But the movie itself looks great. He looks great. Antoine, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah. So obviously you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it, but the poster, I mean, everything you just said makes total sense. Out of everything, I honestly just feel bad for Antoine Fuqua, and the rest of the cast. because they didn't ask for any of that, and now this movie's going to not get any of the recognition that it might deserve if it is great. But so like that's why I'm surprised, because initially it was like that movie's been shelved, and basically they'll release it whenever things are better for him, because we obviously know he will be fine.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like, actually no, they're going to sneak it into this year and whatever. I'm like, that's a very surprising choice, when even just strictly for the point of you could wait till next year and he can go back to the Oscars if he deserves it. So it almost makes me wonder if the movie's not that great and they're like, fuck it.
I don't know. I don't think so. I just think they also fucking spent a lot for that shit. It's like, listen,
sure,
because they paid him $35 alone.
God,
so it's like,
damn, man.
Yeah, because he's they paid him $35 to lead and producing. So it's like, yeah, we need to get somebody
yeah
back. So that's also why. Yeah. All right. So then, do you have anything else before I?
No, go ahead.
Get the last. All right. So I'm gonna do a quick little review here. I saw a movie. I didn't think it was big enough to have its own section, obviously, because Logan hasn't seen it. Because horror movies make them scaled. So, Smile came out. So I went to go see Smile because we're in Halloween times, so it seemed only appropriate. So essentially it's just about this psychiatrist who comes across this woman who says, hey, I'm seeing shit, and it takes the figure of people that I know or don't know or past traumas, and it's always Smiles. And she witnesses a murder, and the story goes from there. So this film itself is pretty damn good. Like, it's good. It's a good movie. The ending kind of just like, okay, we could have done better there. But the film as a whole, it's a really good movie. That main actress is phenomenal. She acts her fucking ass off.
Sweet.
Her name is Gosi Bacon or something like that.
Interesting name.
Right. She kills it. Our boy A-Train from The Boys is in this as well. Jesse T. Usher. Kyle Gallner from Scream and all the old school horror remakes is in this. So it builds tension good. Everyone acts great. It suffers from the end of trying to be too different to where it bites them in the ass. I'm like, well, this just looks stupid. You lost on everything that you kind of just built.
Yeah.
And it suffers from the typical I'm running from a very tall, thin, lanky, long-haired thing.
Jeez.
It's just like, again, because Barbarian did the same fucking thing, and everything else just like big, long, lanky. I'm like, why is this the representation for everything now?
Yeah.
So that was very frustrating, and the character does something stupid at the end. It's like, why? You know everything that's happening. Why did you even let this happen? Now you're fucked. Congratulations. But other than that, good. It's much better. Like, Scream is still my favorite of the year so far. But this is definitely better than all that other bullshit of Pearls and X's and everything else.
Gotcha.
Much better. Yeah. So I'd say Scream, this, Barbarian. Yeah. The rest were shit.
Okay.
The rest were
That'll
shit.
work.
Yeah, that'll work. If you want a good time, go check it out. Have fun. And pretty good scares if you're into that. From what I can tell, I just didn't get scared. All right, so that's going to do it for Out There in the World. If there was anything you felt like we've missed, please let it be known in the live chat or comment section below on playback. And we will do our best to get on with it and carry on the conversation there. All right, we got some shit to talk about, man.
Yeah, we do.
Some topics. So let's start off with a little show. Well, let's start off with this because I have not seen this.
Oh, sure.
Yet, so just try your best not to completely spoil it for me. But the Dragon's Red House is in it.
That's correct.
Did episode 7, And I'm going to let Logan take it away on this one because I have not seen it due to a canceled subscription service. So I have to wait.
Yeah, House of the Dragon episode 7, massive, monstrous episode, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's my favorite episode, although I didn't think that would be the case when it started. Like, it doesn't start off incredible necessarily, but by the end of it, you really get the sense, like last episode, I thought this in a lot of ways, but this episode, you really get to see, like, okay, this is what House of the Dragon is. The tables are set. What the fuck is going to happen now? Type of things. Lots of stuff with character. We get more recasting with kids being aged up, and but literally next episode the kids are aged up again and different actors. Like, so I'm super intrigued by that still. Like, how would you like to get 2 episodes as a kid actor? You get 2 episodes.
That's and big ass exposure though.
That's the thing, is you're actually a pretty big part of the episodes, and then you're out. And you will not come back. Like, your age group, like, they're not going to do a flashback, bring you back. Like, it's not like that's not going to happen. So, like, very intriguing to me about that. But it's just it's the source material. It's what you got to do to tell the story. So, it's intriguing to see that in terms of, like, the behind the scenes. But anyway, Rhaenyra gets a lot of shit. Daemon is back. He gets a lot of shit because, last episode ended with his wife dying. And this, basically, the whole point of this one is it takes place at her funeral, back at her home, where her parents are. So
sounds like some shit's gonna pop up then, because either funerals or weddings.
That's correct. and that's the thing, is everyone is there. So, like, the king is there, the queen is there, all the kids are there. Rhaenyra is there. He is still around. He ain't looking too hot, but he's still around.
I'm sure.
There's no way he makes it out of the season. There's 0 chance. Which I think
is
is kind of the
point.
Right. But yeah, I'm excited for you to watch it. Hopefully you get a chance to somehow find a way to get back to HBO Max. I don't know.
I'll find a way.
Or somehow, I wish I had one that you could sign into, but I don't. It's shared, so can't. So I mean, I just try to find it because you got to keep watching this. That's correct. If you have AT&T, you get HBO Max for free, but I don't think you have AT&T, do you?
Fuck. Not anymore.
Yeah, because you got a new carrier when I was there.
Yeah,
I remember that panic. Yeah.
Yes, it's bullshit.
You're with Verizon now? Is that
Verizon Spectrum? So I'm with the hybrid. Okay. It's like a
gotcha.
Yeah.
So yeah, try to get back to HBO Max, my guys, because it's good.
Oh, I shall. But no, like I said, I love the show, so it pained me to be like, fuck.
When you found that out, I bet that hurt.
It did hurt, and I had to listen to everybody talk about it. I was like, fuck y'all. I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, I shall depart. But yeah, no, I can't wait to see what happens. I just want the queen to die. That's all I want.
That's correct. She's a fucking horrible person. Just wait till you see this next episode.
And I want her to die slow and painfully and drag it out for days, possibly even years. Just,
I think she's gonna torment us for years, sadly.
Yeah, yes, I know. I fucking hate it. Like, Jesus Christ. All right. So we shall see what happens for next year. Next episode, I shall get caught up and we'll see where it goes. All right. Another lovely little TV show debuted, 7, and that is Shock, has given us the latest episode in which we get to know more of Jen, which I actually really liked. She goes because Emil Blonsky, his little thing went off. It's like, hey, this motherfucker just turned into Abomination, we think. Go check it out. It's like, well, what the fuck? Okay, cool. So we go to his retreat. We see him as well as these other little superhero, anti-villain, whatever
Like
fuckers,
things. Yeah.
right, running around. It's like, okay,
Man
this is
Bull.
weird, but let's go. Yeah, Man Bull and I forget the other dude's name. Whoever keeps trying to say is a matador.
Yeah, not a matador.
Not a matador. And he come to find out, Emil has this nice little retreat where he's sitting there helping people, therapy, little inner circles, and
Yeah.
I was happy for him. I was like, oh shit, oh okay, dude, love this. So the whole time, Jen is trying to get service to text good old Joseph or Josh, where the fuck his name is, Josh.
Fuck you, Josh.
Fuck you, Josh. We'll get to that. Because
He slept with her.
She gave
And
him a
fucking dipped
and disappeared. Trying to reach out, nothing. So I was like, I don't know what's happening. So she's spending the whole entire time trying to find service because Man Bull and not the Matador fucked up her car.
Her Prius Prime.
So Emil's like, why don't you just put your phone down and just enjoy all this, homie? Like, what's the problem? So she finally gives in. They go into the circle. She finally talks, and we get to hear Jen and the struggles of between her and She-Hulk. And I just really loved that character development and moment because I'm a sucker for, the suit is great. We all love the suit, but I care about the person in the bitch. Like,
Right.
That's who I care about.
Yeah.
So we finally get that. She makes progress, has a realization. Oh my God, I love me too. I love Jen. Everything is great. And he said, you know what? Fuck Josh. Delete his number. He doesn't deserve you. And she's like, you know what? You're right. I'm going to do that. And she does. Her and Emil leave off on peaceful, just loveliness of, oh, cool. Yay. It's been great. I really got what you're doing. Thank you so much. I love this. She made new little sideshow friends. Oh, and forgot. One of the dudes that tried to beat her ass is also in there.
Yeah, and he's doing good.
And he's doing great. I would have been like, motherfucker, who hired you? Who did this?
Exactly.
Talk
That's
right
the
now.
one thing that's weird. She didn't ask.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I was like, why didn't you? You had him right there. But it's okay. Recovery as well. He's like, listen, I was in a bad place. Sorry, yada, yada, yada. She leaves, and then we find out the truth about that fucker, Josh. He was working for whoever this is to get the blood and used her ass. So gave her the duh, and then I don't know when he poked her to get the blood or whatever, but he took a lot of shit from her phone and just sent it off to whoever's behind all this. And I wanted Josh dead. Immediately. Him and the other fucker I want dead. What'd you think, man?
Yeah, this episode, it's kind of funny because I guess I got to bring it up since you didn't know Daredevil.
Oh yeah, no Daredevil. But I went in there not expecting it at all. Like,
that's, I mean, at the end of the day, episode's still good. I liked the story that it told. I liked the development that we got for Jennifer Walters. Emil Blonsky's hilarious.
He is.
Like, he's not the Abomination anymore. They've just kind of made you understand that. But yeah, does a lot of development for. It's honestly the opposite of what I really expected.
Okay, what did you expect?
Well, in the comics, from what I understand, with She-Hulk, she eventually says, I'm going to be She-Hulk forever. I'm not going to change back. And she just makes that determination. And I wasn't sure if they were going to do that or not. Like, that's kind of what I expected, is eventually she's just like, yeah, fuck this. I'm just going to... I am Jennifer Walters like this, too. Like, I'm not just She-Hulk here. Quit calling me She-Hulk. I'm still Jennifer. It's kind of what I thought would be the, finale situation. But then this episode made me realize, like, budgetarily, let's flip that. And let's say, she can just Hulk out when she needs to.
Right. She'll still be Jen.
Yeah, and Tatiana Maslany's adorable. And fucking get used to her face because she's so cute.
Every time I see her, I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, she's so cute. So, it's a good episode. But once again, I mean, it's definitely a deviation until the stinger at the end episode to the overlaying story that we're all very curious about. But yeah, somehow, which I appreciate that, like, it's real.
Josh.
Where, like, because I could see white guys in suits at Disney going like, we can't let her be a whore. fuck this guy after the third date, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, this is real life. He's been great. She also wants him because she's sexually empowered. She's a woman and she's allowed to want sex whenever she wants to have sex. And she decides to let him have sex, and he is an asshole. And it's just real life. You know what I mean? So
Again.
Yeah. So I appreciate that. But it is intriguing that, the last time the stinger for the last episode was a vibranium needle. And this guy's plan made that unnecessary because he didn't let her change. He fell in love with Jen. So she didn't need to change.
I don't know. Maybe she threw it on him as she hugged her, and we don't know the details of the bedroom.
Just gorilla grip on the lower half.
Yep.
It's just.
Facts.
Oh my god! I actually wish somehow we could see her do that, just like half Jen, half She-Hulk.
That'd be so weird, but
oh my god, it'd be funny as shit.
Cool. Like, could have just switched up. Like, yeah, She-Hulk, boom, 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 and then get you some, and then who knows?
But yeah, he poked her twice in one night. One she liked, one she didn't.
Or
he's got.
Here's what I'm thinking. So either there's some shit in her phone. I don't think maybe he just didn't poke her yet, even though it says it. Maybe it's like, here, I just took everything off her phone. I'm sending all information to you. Maybe it's like schedules or things like that to find out when we can or whatever. Because I'm like, why not show him actually taking the blood if that was the case? Or I don't know.
So I saw somebody say,
I don't think he got her yet.
Somebody said maybe it's a redemption arc and he actually didn't get the blood because he does like her and he's lying to the guy. But I think he got the blood, and I think that he either just copied her phone, made a clone of it, or now can like track her.
That's the thing. I think it's information like we need to know her whereabouts, what she's doing, this, that, like give me everything. Because I think if they would have made such an idea, like you said, like a big deal, like focus on, hey, we got this new needle, we need her blood. I think they would have shown like, okay, I got it.
But also that could be for a show on Disney Plus. That could be a little creepy, not good to like do something to a woman while she's asleep on camera, like on screen like that. They might have said, hey, let's not.
Don't be pussies. No. Do it. It's no one's beyond storytelling. God damn it.
That's the thing though, is you're trying to write around it when they did show you that he got the blood. I mean,
could just been like confirmation, like, yeah, I'm in. I don't know. Maybe
he literally texted his guy, I got the blood with emojis. I mean,
yeah, he did. But
so
I don't know.
I don't know why you're trying to write around that when it's like, I didn't see it. It's like, it's not fucking Gandalf dying. Like, we didn't see a body. It's like, I fucking got the blood. Like, just continue with the story. But
I don't know. Maybe could be.
Unless it's the redemption thing, which I wouldn't be a fan of necessarily. I think I want to watch Josh get his fucking ass beat.
I do too.
Because even just the point of like because at the end of the day, he still walked out on her smiling.
Yeah.
While she was asleep, and he can fucking get smacked.
I want She-Hulk to come and step all over his face, and the Hulk be like, "Hey, I'm back." He's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Beat the shit out of this creep. Oh, let me help. And fucking both of them just go ham.
I hope Hulk comes out, pulls a telephone pole out of the ground, and she's like, "Batter up," and fucking throws Josh, and he just like, "Hey, batter, swing."
No, I wanted him to take the pole and put it up his ass first, and then
shish kebab.
Absolutely,
I got you.
Shish kebab his ass. Like, oh, you want to poke shit? Got you.
Yeah, shish kebab, and then throw him into space like he did that fucking rock.
Oh, absolutely.
And just absolutely just disappear in the fucking dust.
Absolutely. And I want them to take him, go find eternity, wish him back to life, and keep doing it all over
and do it again. Yeah, that's correct. Absolutely. Send him to the TVA and let him just keep doing the fucking loop.
Absolutely. Yeah, loop his ass with that.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mirror dimension his ass. Doctor Strange, where you be?
Facts.
Yeah.
Or Wong, whoever. Get him in there.
It's true.
Get him in there.
Wong shows up. Oh, you gave her the dong? How about some Wong? And just absolutely fucks him up.
You and Donnie Blaze here, chill out together. There
Yeah,
you go.
exactly.
Have fun.
Yeah, that's true. Just make him hang out with Donnie Blaze for the rest of eternity. That'd be
And
about the
Madison's just in the
same.
background like, ow, that's my wongers. And that's it. And then it'll be great. I'll be satisfied. And we've lost control. All right, so She-Hulk, we shall see. Episode 8. What's happening?
Yes. Correct.
What's happening? What do we think?
We gotta get her back home. I don't know what's happening necessarily, but we gotta get her back home. I guess she needs to go back to work. Because all we've seen as of right now is she's missed 3 days of work.
Well, technically she was on work to see a meal.
Well,
And then
but she couldn't work. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
if she had cases, she couldn't work. She had no service. Blah blah blah. So, because I would guess this was Monday. Like,
Could be.
in the day of the week kind of thing, but I don't know, maybe not. So we'll have to see, because the wedding last week was Wednesday, Thursday,
Yeah.
and then went on multiple dates and then fucked them Sunday night or Saturday night.
Oh yeah, because they gave us the days throughout. I just don't remember the days on
Yeah, I
what
don't
shit
either.
fell on.
Shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm thinking we'll get Daredevil. I'm thinking we'll start to ramp up a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Especially
I'd
now,
imagine.
if legitimately whoever this guy is, if it is a leader, has her blood, we have to see him teach us what he's going to do with the blood before he uses the blood. You know what I mean? So like, now's to bring him in as a character, I'm hoping. So we'll find out. What do you have any ideas?
I don't. I'm just
Okay.
riding with it at this
Yeah,
point.
no, exactly. I'm just enjoying myself.
And another case, filming was great, recording was great, sound was there. I just let it play in the background, put it low, I could push it on top of it. I was mouth fucking myself with the mic, so you heard everything. It was great. None of the torrents downloaded at all. We're just sitting there stuck, just there. Nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Well, you
The
should.
fuck?
If that's the problem, you can text me and I can help you with that.
Okay. Oh, at 3 in the morning?
Well, no, but it would be the next morning. But I can at least screen record. I can hit play and screen record the whole thing and then just send you the file.
Okay.
But it will take. You will not get it up until probably noon the next day or whatever. But you'd at least get it up.
Yeah. I was like, Jesus. Christmas.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it's like, come on now. But anyway, I'm trying, y'all. I really fucking I really am. But all right, so let's see. All right, if you made it this far, before we move on, please hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, and hit that notification bell. It is all greatly appreciated. All right.
Mouth fucking yourself.
Right.
Oh, jeez.
Absolutely. So now we're about to take a trip to Africa. Here's the next few segments. We're going back to the motherland for a little bit.
That's true.
It's very true. So first, my man here has finally seen the king who would be a woman. He saw it the other day, and I saw it for the 25th billionth time. So I'm just let man take it away, and we'll go into it. And this is spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, and shame on you.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Woman King. It's really good, really great. Obviously, Viola's great. The standout by far. You did say this last week, but Lashana Lynch fucking knocks it out of the park.
Yes.
It was funny. So just to go ahead and biggest spoiler probably of the movie is when she dies at the end.
Oh my god.
My sister bawled the whole time.
Same. Not gonna lie.
I took my sister and she had like leaned over and was like, that girl right there is my fucking favorite, like halfway through the movie. And I was like, you're damn right. Like, yeah, she's phenomenal. And then she dies at the end and my sister was losing it. But also the other, like almost lover but best friend to Viola.
Yeah.
Her name is Sheila Ateem, something like that.
Yep.
She's great.
She
I
is.
really thought she was great. It's funny because both her and Lashana were in Multiverse of Madness together, and
Yeah.
that movie sucks ass. But yeah. Besides that, the cast, the young girl is even pretty damn great.
Yeah, she is.
It was funny though because I didn't even know, like the movie starts and I'm like, why are we following this young girl around? Had no idea that like she really is the main character, like she's the main character for the most part.
Yeah.
And had no idea because I had seen the trailer forever ago. I'd seen one trailer like months ago or something, so I went into it blind after that. I don't remember it very well, so I was like, oh, okay, interesting. And it was funny because whatever she as soon as she's like, you're an orphan, and I was like, where the fuck? I was like, oh no, like I like said that out loud, and they were like people I was with was like, what? And I was like, hold on. And then she's like, then she sees what's on her back, and I was like, that's her fucking kid. And they were like, no. And I was like, yes. I was like, watch this shit. I was like, that's fucking, I was like, damn it. Because I mean, I'll admit,
It's
like,
not me.
Yeah. If I wanted to give like it's kind of on the nose storytelling where it's like, I just had to be pitch perfect in that way. But like, it's also just well done. I mean, by the end, especially, it's so well done. So,
bro, I was bawling during her death. I was bawling the minute she said, "Yo, woman king," from all the way to the fucking end. I was just like, ah! The whole fucking time. I was like, yeah, this is rough.
I liked how she's the woman king, and she's like, I need to tell you that I got to go do this, and he's like, you're not doing that. And she's like, I need to do it, and he's like, you're gonna disobey your king. He's like, I'm ordering you to sit the fuck down next to me and shut up. He's like, those people, he's like, we've won. We lost some people, but we won. And she's like, and it's that thing. She's like, I got to go save my daughter. She can't say it, but that's really what she cares about.
Right. That's my anger. I was like,
yeah.
What the fuck?
And, and one thing that was funny, which is obviously a beautiful scene, whatever, but she just takes off running. She disobeys, takes off running. And then all of a sudden, fucking everybody else is like right on her ass, and I'm like, god damn, she's been slow as shit. Because none of them are tired,
pacing herself. I was like, where's this bitch?
It's like, god damn, farther than I thought.
Right.
But I did like how they were all like, no, we're gonna come with you to where we're all gonna get the shit, basically.
Yeah.
And that was one thing that was interesting was the young girl, how do you pronounce her name again?
Which, her real name or?
No, the character's name.
Naui.
Yeah. She was disrespectful as fuck the whole movie.
Yeah.
And she should have got her ass beat. Yeah.
Oh shit.
She should have got fucking slapped. She should have got hurt. But then it's funny because also Naniska is fucking disrespectful as fuck, and nothing really bad happens. Like that's not true to how that would have gone.
Yeah. Like
fucking Naui would have gotten killed. Like as soon as she made the exploding heads or whatever on those things, it'd have been like, hey, okay, example time, and just fucking decapitated and put her on a spike. Like y'all want to keep fucking around.
They would have.
Not the story to tell here.
You got to fictionalize, right? A little bit.
Very happy that Naui did not go with Malik.
Oh yeah, same. I was very happy.
Was not the story. I was like so nervous that like I didn't need this to become a love story because they say it at the beginning that like they're like, how old are you? 19. You look like a child. Girl looks 14.
Yeah.
I mean,
meanwhile,
so like
she's 34.
Yeah, that's exactly. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay.
Jesus.
So like I see Malik like interested, and I'm like, hey man, back the fuck up, you nasty bitch. Like, and I'm guessing they're both supposed to be 19 or something, like whatever. And but it just didn't work for me.
Yeah, I'm glad she didn't go.
Yeah, big time.
Like even the subtleties was like, here, let me help you down. She's like,
She's like, I
no.
gotta, yeah,
I
I'll
was
get the
like,
fuck
yes. I was like,
up.
cool.
I also
Wow.
thought just one thing that was funny was how the king's, like he has many wives, but he has like the main one.
Yeah.
She reminded me of the woman that was supposed to be the wife
Fucking Shantae.
in Coming to America. She reminded me, yeah, she reminded me of that one so much, where she's like absolutely perfect, and
Yeah.
it's like uninterested, like, because Viola's like, we'll see who really has his ear. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't give a fuck about
Really
you.
has the king's ear.
Yeah.
I was like, you tell that bitch. Oh, at the beginning, when I was like, first of all, I was like, he got a whole lady as his right hand, and I'm with it.
Yeah.
And as lady, I mean the gay dude that was there.
Yeah,
Was
correct.
all up in his whole thing. I was like, okay, because back then, like in that place, Africa, they don't give a fuck. It's only when they come over here. It's like,
correct.
It's like, how did he become king, and why does he trust her so much? It was like, well, he gave her the fucking throne. He's like, well, what did you do? Hide in the cupboard. I was like, ooh, excuse me, sassy ass. But yeah, man, it's fucking great, man. But like you said, Lashana for me completely was just
phenomenal.
Every time she was on screen, I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I am Izuki. I was like, okay.
Yeah. And one thing I appreciate, because like Lashana Lynch can be very beautiful, like, you know, when, you know, but what I appreciated was she had multiple moments in that movie, because she's a fucking monstrous warrior, and so she had moments of pure masculinity.
Yeah.
Where she would get down, she'd be like, what's it? Like, she would start acting all fucking like she's talking shit, and like, and I was like,
I love that.
Exactly. Like, it got me fucking hyped, and I was like, that's fucking right. Nobody has a chance against you. Yeah. Don't be beautiful, right? Like, she's a beautiful woman, but like, we don't need, like, there was never a moment that Viola necessarily looked ugly. You know, like because she's obviously a beautiful woman, and her hair always on, like, they made sure that this is a black woman's movie. Viola's hair is always on point, true to the thing, whether she's braided up or letting it flow, like, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I like how for Lashana, they're like, nah, keep it short. She's a fucking dog.
Yeah.
And I dug that, where she is graceful and she is teaching and all that kind of stuff, but then when it's time, she's like, fucking let's go, bitch. Like, she starts moving her head, and like, I'm like, I'm about that life, man. So yeah, I dug it. I appreciated her a lot. She's great. I mean, I obviously love the story of, you know, Viola. She came in after being, you know, basically gang raped for days, and then all those things, and a little on the nose once again of like, hey, we're reading the Nats or whatever. It's like, somebody from your past is gonna come, and then the next day it's like, there's a guy that fucking raped the shit out of me. Yeah. And then it's like, sure enough, that's possibly the father of my child, who also just showed up from my past. You know, like, it's a double whammy from the past here. But anyway, I mean, it's one of those movies that, like, it's great. It's meant to be like, hey, we wrote a great script here, kind of full circle, all over the place.
Yeah.
Contained, beautiful story. Everything ends up happy, besides we'll lose 2 people that we liked. And you know what I mean?
Kills me every time.
And yeah, Lashana's great.
Minute she went back, I was like, fuck.
That was the thing too, is because that was the thing too, is she had given up, arms broken and all that
scene too.
And she's like, pop it back in, and it's like, okay. And I liked how she's like, you know, we got to get sold. We cannot let them see that my arm's broken, because that will lose her value.
Yeah.
And so she's like, I got to pretend that. And then, yeah, she ends up turning around. And literally, it was funny, because the second she paused and then barely started to move back towards, you know, the little girl, I was like, I said out loud, I said, she's dead. And then all of a sudden, fucking boing, come up from behind something. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Just a bang, bang. And I was like, fuck. And
I
like,
was like, fuck, because she saw her do that earlier in the fucking training, and
yeah.
she was
And
like,
she was
I
like,
was like,
don't
you
do
rubbed
that.
off. I was like, no,
Yeah.
bitch. I was
She
like,
cares.
oh, well, she
So,
does. But it just
was,
sucked because man, she did. I was like, fuck, my
Yeah,
favorite
she's
is
dead.
dead right now.
Yeah, correct. It's really well done though. It was
Get
interesting.
off your feet and run.
Yeah, it was interesting that they like let Nawi like grieve on her. Like, I'm surprised they didn't like start beating the shit out of her because she also escaped and fought and all that. So
I think it was just because like, what else is she gonna fucking do right now?
No, exactly.
It was like, just let her.
And he's
Because
just like,
we all that he was just like, yeah, you want her? It's fucking
he's
Hunter.
like, yeah, you want this bitch for Hunter? And he's like, yeah, I'll take her.
Yeah, it's just like, damn. And that's also what sucked because she was great in that scene too. Like, you felt like, yeah, I just lost my fucking friend. I was like,
yeah, no, mentor,
fuck.
whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, really good movie. I'll admit I don't think it's a movie worth seeing 3-4 times in theaters necessarily. Like, I don't think it's that good, but I think it's a damn good movie. I think Lashana could get a supporting actress nomination, honestly.
Yeah, I do too.
Just strictly because she steals the movie. It's one of those things where the movie, I wouldn't like. I don't know if Viola needs that recognition for Best Actress, but nobody can walk out of this movie and say Lashana didn't steal it.
Yeah,
and I think that is where it could propel you to get into that. I don't necessarily think she'll win, but I don't know the field either. But she's great, easily the best part, and I recommend it to a lot of people. It is a really, but I'll say, in the beginning parts, I felt like we time jump skipped a lot and like missed some valuable some time with Nawi and like kind of getting those relationships up. Like, I feel like we skipped a lot because like she went from being not a fighter at all and nobody to like all of a sudden she's like leading the pack. Like, it was interesting. Like, there was like that scene where they take off running and she's last and stopping, and then the next scene she's in line at first, and it's like, okay, so we've skipped. And there's a lot of that, but also there were definitely moments like 3 or 4 times in the movie where I'm like, God damn, this movie is long, and it's not. But it does slow down and you feel it. And so like, I want to say what I said in my tweet was it needed 45 minutes more to like flesh out its story completely, but it also felt 45 minutes longer than it already is. So at the end of the day, I think that what we got is probably the best product imaginable. But it's not it's not a pitch perfect movie by any means, and you didn't say that either. But I definitely recommend it to a lot of people. I wish it was getting more, recognition, even though it's got great scores on everything. So
right, yeah, it does. But it's just loved it, man. Like I said, everyone all around, even fucking John Boyega killed it. That's the king. Loved it.
Yeah.
I was like,
small role, but did great.
Yeah, but you felt it. He's small, but when he was on, like, okay, he's here. I feel it. It was
the only thing that's interesting to me is, which I think this would be anything, whether it was women warriors or anything like that, but like, he doesn't seem like somebody I should be like. Normally a king is, possibly a warrior of his own. Like, maybe he fought for, certain things, and it's like, well,
I'm surprised how many weren't.
Yeah, and so but that was the thing, is they were like, Viola and her women won him the throne. Okay. And I'm sitting there going like, why? Type of thing. But at the end of the day, the real story is like, because of that, he respects her immensely, and she gets more recognition to his ear than someone in her situation normally would. And so that's really the story. But he's like, I'm your king.
If I have the
he's
king's
like,
ears because I earned it.
Yeah. But like, when he's like, you're gonna disobey your king, like, what I could do to you? And it's like, really, she could murder you in a fucking second.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking the entire time too.
She's just the queen now because nobody is gonna fight her on it. Like, and so that was like but in reality, that's just not the way it worked, so it's
Right.
But that's one of those things where it's like, hey man, respect what's in front of you and listen to her. And he
Yeah.
does that for 99% of the time. So can I really be upset? No. Because really, he's like, take the promotion. I'm literally giving you got hurt. I'm giving you the out. You get to come sit next to me now. Lead your women. Get a lot more say, but take a fucking seat. And she's like, I got one more thing I need to do. And he's like, take a fucking seat. Like, so I mean, I get it. It's a good ass movie. I dug it a lot. So
that's the same thing I was thinking, is don't force my anger. Motherfucker, don't force mine. The fuck?
Yeah.
What
She's
you
like,
mean?
I told you what I need to do. It's like what she could say, and he's like, fine. It's like,
Facts.
Don't tell anyone.
Exactly.
Tell everyone I said it was okay. The first time you asked.
Right. Matter of fact, we didn't even have this conversation. Just go.
Yeah.
Just go.
You already know I love you.
Right. Anybody asks, it's your own personal side mission.
That's correct.
I'm asleep. I'm asleep.
Yeah.
All right. So yes,
if anybody asked, I told you need to go get them.
Right. It was my idea the whole time.
Exactly. You didn't even want to.
Nope. You said fuck that little girl. I didn't even want her. You just. It wasn't for the nuts or some shit. I don't know. Just go.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So it's a fucking great movie, man. Dear God.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. So now you see why I got pissed off that Marvel's fucking wasting Lashana Lynch.
Yeah, big time.
I was like,
big time.
Y'all are wasting her, man.
Yeah.
Well, wasted her. I cannot. Don't be cutting a fish. You are cutting a body. I love her. Okay. I had to go. Gotta talk about this movie all night. All right. Staying within the world of the motherland, we have got a new trailer and tickets and posters and everything. The Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. The trailer has debuted. The official trailer. So we get a little bit more with this. A lot more Namor.
Yep.
We get to see a little bit more into the funeral of T'Challa. And basically, Namor is just going to be a problem. That's what I'm getting from this trailer. Namor is about to be a problem. We got to come together to figure his shit out. And Shuri is about to be the new Black Panther. I loved this trailer. It was fucking great. I still love the first one better.
Yeah, first one is better, more emotional.
Yeah, absolutely. But this trailer was phenomenal to me. I loved it. The music, again, the selections, the scenes, just what Coogler used for it. We get a great shot of, not a great shot, but we get a little bit of Ironheart in this trailer as well. More M'Baku, talking about the legend of Kukulkan. The fucking about Namor and everybody else. We've seen Queen Ramonda, Angela Bassett, her fine ass chilling. It seemed like her and Namor about to have a moment on the beach. I was like, yo, back up. Man, that's the Queen, son.
But that scene, he I think he's crying.
Yeah.
So what is the scene, man? Like, that is gonna be powerful as fuck. Like, I think it's gonna. Sorry to cut you off, but I think that's a scene where he's like, I have to come destroy your city.
Well, I think it's even after everything, to be honest with you.
Yeah, exactly.
The garb of him fucking shit up.
Yeah, no, that's very possible. Like, either here's what I have to do, or here's why I just did what I had to do.
Right.
And
Queen was like, why the fuck? I don't know.
But I like how, if it is afterwards, especially, but because if it's before, then it's pretty soon after mourning the loss of the king and her son.
Yeah.
And she should be emotionally broken. If it's after, her entire city and kingdom is, flooded and destroyed in a lot of ways. She's the strong one in the conversation.
Yeah.
She's standing tall, and he's looking up at her after fucking shit up, or after about to fuck shit up. He's the one crying.
Yeah, something like it's gonna be a moment of that, like where she's literally like his ear, or like his conscience, like, yo, what do you not see? Like, what the fuck? Like, we share this in common and this and that, like whatever it may be. I think it's gonna be one of those moments where like the Queen is schooling your ass right now. Like,
exactly.
Why? And he's like, what the fuck have I
when she should be emotional, she's still going to be the elder and teaching, and it goes back to what I was saying. I said it very poorly the last time we talked about the movie, but Namor is possibly going to be a mirror to T'Challa, to where she's like, you know what? Here's a king I have right here that still needs some learning, and I need to teach him some lessons right quick. And fuck, it's gonna be, I swear, man, if this movie's as good as the marketing has been, god damn, son. But anyway, ridiculous. But anyway, continue. Keep going through the trailer for yourself.
I can't wait. Like, no, I'm just saying that's pretty much. It's just we get setups for these characters and moments that are just standouts already. It's like you can feel the weight of this trailer. You can feel the weight of the movie. You can feel like you said, the emotions are going to be very high. This seems like it's going to be a very Ramonda centric film, which I like. Mm-hmm. And of course, we have Shuri in the background doing her thing, and with the end, we see she's going to be the new Panther, which again I'm not happy with, only because of the actress attached.
Correct.
And just logically in the story, they didn't give me anything to believe Shuri can kick ass to be worthy to fight as a Panther. Unless that's set up in this movie, like, I've been training for such and such for years. Cool, got it. It still should have been Okoye, but that's just me. It's not going to happen, obviously. But we got the reveal, and it's going to be her. Like I said, we see a few action shots with Ironheart and her big clunky ass suit, her Mach 1. Yeah. Which is cool. She literally put together with some bolts and shit. So yeah, man, it's just fucking. It looks amazing. As somebody who's went through a journey with this film, as something that took it very personally, obviously, I'm happy to be where I'm at right now with this, and looking forward to it, and excited again. And now it's just an overall celebration to me, and that's how I'll go into it. Because like, even when I got tickets, like I'm gonna get me some white shit to go in and pay tribute in celebration of Chadwick and that funeral scene and everything. I know that's going around the internet for people to do, so I hope that becomes a thing and people actually see that and do that.
I do need to do that too. Yeah, it's a good idea.
So yeah, please take it away.
I mean, the trailer's fantastic. I do think emotion wise, and I guess really impact wise, the first trailer's better.
Oh yeah.
It just, even like the music choice obviously is meant to be more emotional than the first one, and I still think just the way that the first one ends with that, Wakanda forever, and then just the monstrous boom of that score,
monstrous as fuck.
Yeah, like that in an IMAX theater is still like
beautiful.
It gave me chills every time, and I'm almost sad that I won't get to experience that trailer again, because now we have this one. But obviously this one is going to look fucking phenomenal and all those things.
Oh yeah.
But
it is hilarious to me. Sorry to cut you off, but when that trailer comes on and I'm in the theater and I'm surrounded by, if there's like white people around me, it's always hilarious. No, it's just like to see like how involved. Like I was watching, it was Smile, and that trailer came on, and I was surrounded, by white peoples, and this couple to my right came on, and like she was just, as it ended, she started crying. She was like, "Oh my god, like it's gonna be so beautiful. Like I just miss him. Like I don't know how I'm gonna watch it. I'm just like, who are you? Oh my god."
Yeah.
So it's just amazing to see things like that, like how far that really touched and reaches people.
Like that trailer is art. I mean, it truly, like, it does everything. It is calculated to make us all feel that way, and it does it. And I don't get how they did it, but they fucking did it. But anyway, with this trailer, definitely some standout moments. First of all, I love what Namor says at the beginning.
Oh yeah. Only the broken.
Yeah.
Make great will be greatly, or could be great.
Yeah. And I absolutely love that. And then that kind of correlates with that shot of him with Ramonda, where he is leading an entire race, an entire kingdom, and he's crying in front of his enemy's leader.
Yeah.
And asking her for help or asking her for advice or just being fucking schooled on, things. And just, I love that because he's, I like that he's wise enough to say I'm broken. And that's why I'm a good leader.
Because doesn't she say in the trailer? I forgot what she said exactly. Like, oh, I know why.
Yeah.
You do that or something like that.
It's they do show the whole speech is in there and it's great. But there's one part of it where it's actually her talking, and I think she's saying that at the UN. When she's in front of the microphones. But I think that has to do.
It's time to attack.
That has to do with the soldiers on the boat, saying, like she talks about, like, I hear your whispers, and you think now's the right time to attack because our leader's gone. Her speech goes all the way to the end where it's like, show them who we are, and then it shows fucking the Black Panther, and it's fantastic.
Which I love that callback. Show them who we are. I love that.
Yeah. But yeah, standout moments are, Namor flying in, floating in, and then just a few shots later you get to see what he's flying up to, and that is Ramonda and Riri. And he literally is about to fucking throw a spear straight at them in the throne room, it looks like.
Right.
And
nerve, motherfucker.
Yeah. But then, what you just said with the fucking, this guy can move, Jack.
Yes.
Oh my God. Like,
fucking sky hopping. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, terrifying. If you have to fight that, I'm interested. What his strength is. Yeah. I'm interested to find out because he's flying it like a ship. So I don't think he's going to be able to run up to that ship and punch it and make it explode.
But that spear, he might. Well, it depends on what the spear is made of, too, though.
Correct. But at the end of the day, I mean, he can definitely fucking go straight at that helicopter and yank you out that bitch before you can maneuver out the way. So... Yeah. Very, very intrigued by that.
I want to see the fight between him and M'Baku. I want to see that shit.
And that's the thing too. Is I mean,
glorious.
The way I just saw him move. If he lets M'Baku get some hits in, it's just because he's trying to be nice. Like, he's not a murderer. Namor's strength is par with base Hulk. There's no way they keep that. He'll be unbeatable.
That's insanely strong. That's because
at the end of the day, he's a mutant. So, what's his mutation? Like, you don't get to have a bunch. Like,
only a Black Panther could take him on. Anybody else is dead.
Yeah. Right. I mean,
punched, dead. Because then M'Baku is just gone.
Yeah.
Thank you for being in this movie. Your time.
Exactly. But I do still, and this might be my hope, honestly, but I do still think we'll get multiple Black Panthers in this movie.
I hope so, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, because Shuri, that suit looks great.
It does.
And I'm also hoping with what you were saying, because no, Shuri can't kick a bunch of ass.
No, she cannot.
But I hope that they bring the thing from the comics where she, uses her genius to manufacture more heart-shaped herbs, and therefore, but gives it to herself to make it make sense to me that she's kicking ass, or at least taking hits.
That could be great, but if you take a flower, it don't mean your ass can fight.
No, correct. And so, like, that's what I'm saying is, like, it makes it to where she can take a monstrous hit and not die.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But also, like, I could see a scene where, it's her, Nakia, possibly Okoye, maybe M'Baku. But I think it would be fucking badass to have 3 women.
I think it would be badass to have 3. I was about to say, I would lose my shit if the 3 of them pop up, just whoop, 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 and just whoop it up, like, oh my God.
Exactly. So
I'd lose it.
Because I even saw someone brought this up, and it is interesting that Nakia is from the River tribe. And so the beginning of the first trailer, it starts with her. and her suit is green and then has blue. And what New Rockstar said is that that's supposed to be Wakanda, and then there's a big lake with rivers. And if you follow the blue, it's rivers. And he's like, the rivers should eventually empty out to the sea. And so she might be the connection to Namor. She might know of him or have dealt with him and maybe possibly have a treaty with him that might now be broken or whatever it may be. And so then I was like, God damn it, what if it is her in that fucking suit? Like, what if they make her the bridge between, because at the end of the day, I just don't want Shuri to be the main thing. But character-wise, it makes sense. But actress-wise, it's tough for me. But she is the face of all the marketing, except for one poster. I can't remember what it was, but for one poster, she's dead center underneath the Black Panther helmet. And I was like, interesting that they did Nakia like that. So anyway,
I don't know. Well, I don't want it to be her. I hope it gets to 3, like you said, and we can have,
forever have 3 monstrously badass Black Panthers. Love it.
Absolutely. Because I wouldn't want M'Baku just because that goes against him.
See, but that's the thing, though.
In the first film, it's like I got my own people. I don't want your shit. Like I don't want him to go through that.
What I would like with M'Baku is like, because in the first one, God, that movie's fucking good. Where he's like, they bring him the heart-shaped herb, and they're like, "You're the only hope we have," and he's like, "No, I'm not."
Yeah,
and because he's sitting there like he could take that shit and become the ruler of Wakanda.
Yeah,
and he's like, "I've got your guy over here," and like he's really close to death, but that's your guy. That's the king, and he beat me in a fight. And and I dug that about him. But man, oh man, no, M'Baku should not be a Black Panther.
He should not. If you want to, give him the herb, but have him be himself. Like this own little gorilla.
I want him to be a fucking gorilla.
Yeah.
And oh my God,
he shouldn't touch a Black Panther.
No, that's what I mean. Is like, and you could give it like Black Panther, like obviously make it look like, oh, he got the heart-shaped herb and he's now a Black Panther, but he does not follow Bast as his god.
No, he's still the monkey. Give him a fucking monkey suit.
So that's what I mean. Is like the Black Panther is not this one thing anymore. These are the protectors of Wakanda, and he is a big part of that.
Yeah.
And also, it looks like a lot of this movie takes place in his space, because even there at the end, they're still in the snow in his area. So I would fucking love it. The only problem with that is at the end of the day, besides Nakia, if you really wanted to get, iffy on it, but like in terms of character-wise, if you give him the heart-shaped herb, he should be the baddest motherfucker. So it's like, can you allow that to happen?
Hell yeah. Can you we have Okoye to be like, I'll get smack your ass too. Let's go.
Well, but like, you know what I'm saying. So I could see why they're like, nah, let him be him. Maybe or maybe they will give him a suit, but not give him the heart-shaped herb. Like, cause have Shuri come in, let's make you a fucking suit. And then, but like only the 3 women get the herb. Because it just sucks. But like he almost beat T'Challa. So he should be almost as strong as T'Challa was as Black Panther with the heart-shaped herb. And sorry, but like Okoye is fucking badass. Don't get me wrong. He snapped her in half. Like, I mean,
she's the best warrior in all of Wakanda, man.
That's correct. No, you're not wrong. If I could choose, and there had to be one Black Panther,
she's probably snapping Shuri in half.
No, he is snapping Shuri. That's just like he flicking her off the mountain. But
Okoye would be like,
I would pick Okoye to be the Black Panther. If there had to be one, that's my choice.
That's what logically makes sense. Is Okoye.
And let Shuri continue to be the woman in the chair, the person that makes the tech, all that. Because it is also true that like it's kind of funny that they're bringing Riri into this. because if you give Shuri the Black Panther wholeheartedly, she's just another Tony Stark. Like, she's Tony Stark times 2, really, because she's got vibranium. So I don't know. It's interesting, but yeah, I mean, I would love to, because I love Winston Duke. I will admit that what we get of him in this, with him talking, it almost seems like they went a little bit more comedic for him, a little more animated, and like, you know, he's kind of, I think he has a big role, but I'm hoping they didn't, because man, you gonna tell me whenever they have to go up to his spot in Black Panther when he's fucking lounging in his throne, and he's just like, you know, just hanging out, and he's like, I'll fucking eat you, bitch. Like, you're like talking straight shit. I mean, he's a bad motherfucker.
He is, but he still has funny moments too.
Oh no, yeah, of course. Especially because he's like, I love how he was like racist towards the white guy. He's like, get this fucking whitey out of my.
You cannot talk.
He's like, I'm already pissed that these women are talking.
Yeah. I will feed you to my children.
Yeah. So yeah, I fucking love him. I love that character. I love that that's the thing too, is at the end of the day, he's an antagonist in Black Panther until Wakanda's at stake. Then he's an ally. In Infinity War, it's obviously very quick, but you know, hey, brother, thank you for coming. And you know, of course, I'd be here. This is for Wakanda.
Right.
Brings all his people there. Yeah, exactly. So like, he is a commendable character.
Yeah.
And he deserves, like what Kenya said here, like, Man Ape deserves a fucking, because that's the thing too, man, is like, when they had their fight in Black Panther, the 2 like masks that they wore to start were so fucking dope.
Yeah, we're dope.
Oh my god, man! Like the fucking costume design of just like legitimately, like especially fucking Chadwick, like having the paint on his shoulders, and then having the wooden, you know, like, oh man, it was like,
it was amazing. It was
like, give me a barbarian, like back in the day, caveman Black Panther movie with them dressing up like that. Oh shit!
That would be amazing.
You know what I mean? So like, yeah, no, I dug that shit so much.
Before the suits and shit, absolutely. Oh my god, yeah,
right.
That would be pretty.
They just
dope.
have vibranium weapons, but they don't have the technology yet of what it was. Yeah, give me that shit. And they're just painting. They're just, you know, they just have paint. I love it.
That would be great.
But yeah, I think M'Baku deserves some recognition. But
for sure,
at the end of the day, I think Shuri's in that suit that we saw.
Yeah, she is.
There is a shot I was showing you before, but I guess for, you know, the couple people watching here, there's a shot in the trailer where it's very, very quick. New Rockstars talks about it, but I saw it on Twitter earlier today and retweeted it. But there's a quick shot of Namor, like, it looks like he has a weapon and he's stabbing down on either someone or on the ground or on something. But right when the shot starts, back behind him is a Black Panther. And I say a Black Panther because it 100% as of in that shot does not look identical to the suit that we see at the end. And when I say that, I mean it doesn't really have the dots. That's like the main thing.
Tribal.
Yeah. But like what I was talking with John about before we started recording is it could either be that that's the suit on set and it doesn't have the effects because it's such a quick shot. They might have not given it the full effects CG, you know, pass. Could also be just a trailer shot. It's not done yet. You know, there's many different reasons why. Like what I was even thinking, and I agree that it would be dumb, but like maybe the lights can turn off and on, you know, kind of thing. And so I just couldn't see them in that quick shot. But there is, I mean, I have the picture. It's just a shitty ass picture because it's a blurry fucking scene. But like this, and this is taken off of my monitor right here, but that's in the background. And I mean, you can at least see that there's no dots on the head there. But I mean, there's definitely similarities, obviously, but it's not identical because that's the other thing too, is there's, you know, there's still the theory out there that Shuri goes and she makes an artificial heart-shaped herb, and she goes to the ancestral plane and she says, "Hey, Killmonger, get the fuck up," and brings his ass back.
How's she gonna do that?
Because guess who? They're okay. First of all, obviously Namor and his people are going to be allies with Wakanda by the end. I think that's probably pretty obvious because they're not going to let our first Mexican characters be the evil people the whole time. He's supposed to be buried at sea. So they're like, "Hey, you dumped your trash." To start, they're like, hey, you got, who's this? But so they bring their body back or something. I don't know.
Pretty sure he's decomposed at this point, or well on his way.
Well, I don't know. Wakandans, maybe, I don't know. Or maybe the Atlanteans are like, let's just protect.
Or maybe the heart-shaped herb just kept him preserved for all
no kidding. It's possible. So yeah, anyway, I do like the idea of, but that's the thing though, is I think obviously with what we've seen, they want to show, hey, a man can die, a woman, other women are strong enough to take his place. And I do agree with all that.
Oh yeah.
But also, would it be cool to see? It would be cool as fuck to see Killmonger come back redeemed. Because it's a great character, great fucking character. Also, it would be awesome to see M'Baku get some shit.
Like,
yeah.
Aren't you dead? Right. Hey, Auntie.
Yeah. Or she would just be like, nephew. Like, just fucking happy as shit. So yeah, I don't know.
I'll take care of this for you. It's good.
But like, he shouldn't be like fucking charismatic like that. It should be fucking mission,
That's what he does when he's in the fucking museums of war. I'm gonna take it off your hands. It's like, what the fuck? You can't take this, sir.
He's charismatic as fuck. He's like, fuck, I can't.
Right.
But yeah, no, I would like that. Execution's obviously key with everything, but Michael B. Jordan I would be happy to see that motherfucker back, because that was like, I remember in theaters watching Black Panther, and he gets stabbed, and I was like, fuck. I was like, he's not gonna kill him, obviously. I was like, this is T'Challa. He's gonna take him to get help, and he does. He takes him up to the top. Yeah, and he's like, we can save you. And he's like, nah. And I was like, fuck. I was like, damn it, man. Because like I was like, damn, this is obviously like
help. Fuck.
I was like, this is obviously best for the storytelling, and it's fucking badass as fuck for that character. But I was like, nah, man, like that's such a good ass character. Like, leave him in the fucking prison and let him get redeemed down the line. And fuck, man. But yeah, he's like, nah. He's like,
stay true to his character. Like, nah, he ain't gonna do it on me.
He's like, with my ancestors. And I was like, fuck, that's good. Like, you fucking bitches, man. Like, absolutely. Because he has like that gold tooth too. Yeah. He's just like, nah. And I was like, fucking close that mouth, bitch. Like, just shut up and die then. You quit giving me fucking A+ lines in this bitch.
Right. The new death is better than bondage. I was like, oh shit.
Just, when I tell you, like, that is monstrous dialogue. Like, that's another reason why I don't want that character gone. Man. That's like, exactly, because like, just preaching. Like, he's a Malcolm X of, to T'Challa's MLK. He's the one that's like, nah, like, we ain't about that shit. Like, we get to work. And I was like, all right, I can see why Malcolm X had that fucking had that following, because like he knows how to speak. He's preaching, and he's not a preacher, like, oh, it's fucking dope. So yeah, anyway.
Yeah, he was great. He was
I'm very excited to rewatch Black Panther very soon.
Yes, I am.
Because of this
all that challenge shit's over with. It's like, what? No, it ain't.
Yeah. What? Oh my god, man. He's like, what's up? He's like, I'm your kid.
I'm the Jocko. What's up? It's like, what? That's how you greet me, motherfucker? No. Yeah, no, he was fucking great, man.
Yeah.
Is this your king? I was like, oh,
Damn.
fuck. Yeah. Maybe it's your people, the ones that's lost. Oh, man. It's great.
So good.
Yeah, it is.
Jesus.
Yes, absolutely. So we'll see. I doubt we'll get him, but we'll see what happens.
At least, Shuri, when you go to the ancestral plane, because you obviously can't talk to T'Challa.
Yeah.
If you could have a fucking heart-to-heart with Killmonger, and
I
give me
think that
some
might
preaching,
happen. Like, she might go there looking for Chad, like for T'Challa, and then
have him.
and then he'll give her like some kind of like inspiring light to like whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Because even to the point, like, she's obviously there looking for T'Challa. If it's not her dad, she's looking for T'Chaka, or not him, and looking for her dad, T'Chaka.
Yeah.
And like, no, have it be Killmonger walk up, and it's like, hey,
Because
like shit's not looking too good, is it?
Yeah.
You know. And he's like, but we protect our own, don't we? Like, it'd be fucking, oh,
that would be dope.
yeah,
Would be dope.
that's right.
That will be dope. But we'll see. In Coogler, I trust.
Because I could also see him being like,
amazing.
be like, hey man, that fish guy ain't as scary as me. He's like, y'all worked my ass.
That's true.
He's like, get with the other ladies and get this shit done.
He's like, yo, whooped your ass. He ain't got shit on me. Like, I see y'all. Y'all good. I believe in you. And they give him some type of like inspirational shit, like, you know what, you're right, or whatever.
Yeah.
And
That's
right. Oh, you know, we can bring you back. I'm good. I'm good up here. I got my pops over there. We chilling. All that type of stuff. Yeah, that'd be dope.
I'm over here with the Jobu.
Right.
Their names are tough. That's a tough name to have.
The Jakku, T'Challa, T'Chaka, Jobu. What was fucking?
What was Forrest Whitaker's
Uncle James' name? Right.
Yeah. Fuck
Like,
you,
Uncle James. Oh, Zuri.
Zuri, yeah, that's right, Zuri.
Zuri, son of Badu.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Oh, that's funny.
Take me, I'm taking both Uncle James. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
That didn't work out so well, did it? Oh, man.
Damn, that's such a good time.
It is.
Go, and while y'all are at it, Marvel, go ahead and just remaster the third act of the movie. Just go ahead and just finish it up, effects wise.
Oh yeah, just retouch it up. Why not?
It made plenty of money for you.
It's
like,
more than enough.
It paid in profit. It paid for the sequel to get made. So just go ahead and just touch it up,
and we'll be good. That's it.
I mean,
bring down the brightness shit, and then
it will actually move up. Probably in my list if you fix that third act and the effects, because it just falls apart. But, that movie's a lot of good shit, man. A lot of good shit.
Great, it's fucking amazing. Oh, and just that end speech alone is like still my favorite end credit scene. Like fucking
when he's at the UN.
Absolutely, that speech, just everything. Like you feel it. Just like oh, piss at the child.
That's fucking dope. I could see that. If that, and that's the thing though, is I just sadly, I don't think that's the story they're telling.
Yeah, well,
like it's more meant to be a passing of the torch and also a women empowering.
Yeah, it's more about the legacy.
Correct.
Yeah,
but like also, can you fucking imagine a lineup that's got Shuri, Nakia, and Okoye, Killmonger, and M'Baku?
Oh, that'd be great.
Just that fucking five that are just like,
make them the fucking Thunderbolts. How about that?
That's what I mean, man. And like, because that's why I think also like it is funny to, you know, when Chadwick was still alive, he spoke openly about it. He's like, I will do this forever for people because I know it's important. But he's like, I'm so fucking tired of the Wakanda Forever, this shit, having to do that everywhere. Like, you know, like because it really was a thing of like people wouldn't walk up and say Chadwick or like Black Panther, like you're fucking out. They would just be like, hey, Wakanda Forever, and he has to do it back, you know, whatever. But then, so it was kind of like, I remember when they announced the title for the sequel, I was like, Wakanda Forever. I'm like, they just take the thing that's like obviously the biggest thing to come from the first movie and make it the actual name of the sequel. And I was like, it's a little cheap. But then now that I'm seeing the story that they might be telling,
Yeah.
it makes sense for, like, at the end of the day, like, even if you wanted to bring Killmonger in, he wanted to do that for his people, for Wakanda. He had poor, plans to do so, but that's what it was about. Then you have M'Baku, who's not about Bast. He's not a part of that because, I mean, he has his own god that he does, and which I also like that a lot because it shows that you can team up and be cordial with someone that has a different religion than you, because you have a common interest of, say it's like the United States or anything, but like, no, he's coming to help because it's Wakanda forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like, I like that name now could mean, it's like, hey, no, everybody that fucks with this country is going to show up and show out. And
I think that's exactly what it is, because Namor is definitely going to force them to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
He was like, I'm flooding this whole shit. I know y'all
Right.
motherfuckers hate
Y'all got to go up in the
y'all
mountains.
better do something. Right.
Yeah, my tidal wave didn't reach the mountains.
Yeah. So just like, y'all got to do something. So that's why I love that Namor is about to be a problem. And I apologize to this motherfucker, because at first we were like, who is this? He looks stupid. I apologize right now, bruh. You look fucking... Forgive me. Forgive me. You done swolled up.
Yeah.
You didn't...
It works all of a sudden.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it works.
Because those first, like, hey, it's this guy. He's like, hey.
Yeah. Because even...
like, what the fuck?
Even with the shot, we only got a couple shots in that first trailer of him. And, you get the big shot of him from behind when he's walking out of the water. And then, the couple shots where he's standing on the beach kind of looking up. But, like, it's not like he's ripped.
Yeah.
But he's got meat on him.
Oh, yeah, he's in fucking shape.
He doesn't look like a swimmer, though. Like he doesn't have a swimmer's, but he's not a Michael Phelps, which, being in the water.
When you're naturally genetically
correct.
inclined to be.
But, like, I would just think, like, they might have gone for that person, for just to fit the vibe. But, like, no, they went for, like, I could see him kicking ass.
Yeah.
But, like, almost more on an M'Baku level of, like, power. But, like, nah, then it's like you see him fucking flying through the air at unbelievable speeds. And you're going, oh, we are fucked, my guys. Like, what do y'all got for this? Because he's got little wings that are fucking on his ankles, making him do some crazy shit.
Yeah, those little ass wings are powerful as fuck.
Yeah. I don't know how they're keeping him up, but they're keeping his ass up very well.
They surely are. So I'm like, listen, Ironheart, you can fly. Go punch this motherfucker in the face. Figure it out. Bring him down.
Because that's one thing too is so like one thing I saw in a breakdown. Oh, I almost dropped my movie palette. Is so that the scene with Okoye in the car and she stabs through the car with her staff, and then we see it's her, somebody on a motorcycle, and then Ironheart.
Yeah.
And the car has an Illinois license plate, and Riri's supposed to be from Chicago area. So that might be when they go get Riri. And so that means Riri has made a first suit already. And then I think we get to see her making like upgrades to the suit. And that's where it looks like we get the like wings on the back when we see that shot of her taking off straight up.
Oh no, because that should look clunky too.
No, that's what I mean. I think she just made some upgrades to that suit. And then probably by the end, sure, you'll be like, hey, let's go ahead and make you a sleek fucking, beautiful looking thing for your own show coming up. So I don't know.
That could. I don't know. You could be right on that one, or maybe it's like, I don't know. I don't know why they go back to Chicago, but we'll see.
Yeah. I will admit though, I don't need her in the movie as of right now. I'm interested to see why. Like what Kenya's saying here. I want to know what the story is and why they need to bring her in, besides just the fact of, hey,
more minds.
We're going to, have a show about her, and we need, you to introduce her.
More minds. I'm sure she's graduated from the Wakandan program in the city.
Yeah.
When Shuri's out doing missions with Okoye and all that, she's back at Wakanda like, hey, guys, what's up? Let's do this. Let's do that, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Could be the pupil, like that could be the intern, I guess, of all that.
Yeah, because I saw people say like she's supposed to be the youngest kid to ever be in MIT.
Yeah.
And then she graduates from that already. And Shuri brings her to Wakanda as like a, internship type of, scenario. Because also, not often that you get to have two young black girls similar age that are also very smart and immediately, like Tony and Bruce were bromance. Like,
yeah,
no, get those two girls together because that'll be a fucking awesome dynamic.
Right.
It's the one part of Wakanda Forever that's like she has nothing to do with Wakanda. So like, why do they need to go get an Iron Man? You know what I mean? So we'll just see. I obviously think it's going to be great, and I'm glad to see her. But I mean, she seems a little forced as of right now. But context is key in execution, obviously. So we will find out.
We shall see. Okay, so yes, look forward to it. Tickets got. Just need to get my little outfit now, and then yeah, we shall see. November 11th.
So, how late to the tickets were you when you got on there? And
when I text you back,
yeah,
that's when I woke up. So I was like at 12 something. I was like, what the fuck? And I went on Twitter and I saw a still of Namor. I was like, this isn't no like official picture type shit. This looks like it's from something.
Yeah.
So I was like, what the fuck is happening? And then I started seeing timeline, and I saw your text. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was barely up. I was like, oh my God. So I was just trying to get everything, and thankfully it fucking worked out.
Yeah.
But that's also what I love. But because it wasn't timed of like, hey, Black Panther's dropping on this,
exactly.
that, and third, I was
didn't
able
break
to get
anything.
Right.
Yeah. So
I love that.
I will tell you right now, I shit my pants whenever I was sitting there on my phone, thankfully, because I'm normally not. At the time that it came through, I'm normally not on my phone. But it came through, and my Fandango app said, hey, tickets for Black Panther are on sale. That is usually 45 minutes after they've been out. I was like, oh, fuck. So immediately I open up AMC and go to it. I gotta like find they weren't even like ready still, which is what was funny. Like AMC's always fucking up.
My AMC was getting errors. I couldn't do shit on there. I was like,
oh, yeah, nightmare. But I opened up mine, and also I don't know about y'all. I haven't looked at yours really, but so I'm not a fan of like my theater's been doing 3:00 premieres on Thursday, and so they're trying to get 3-4 showings. I
think it was the same.
One. But for mine, it's got a 3:00 and an 11:00 that are IMAX 3D.
Ooh.
And so thankfully, like I would be at work at the 3:00 anyway. And everybody that I want to go with, like Kenya, for instance, like he would not be able to make the 3:00. So I wouldn't have picked that anyway. I got the 7:00. But like, I swear to God, if they make that 7:00 IMAX 3D, I'm gonna kick somebody's fucking ass.
I think
like, for any other
later
movie.
ones. So there's only one
3D one.
3D at 4:00. That's it.
Okay, so yeah, y'all's early one is 3D as well.
Right. So then 7:30, 11, 2:30 is that Thursday, and then we have Dolby's, which is cool. So Dolby's at 3, 10:30, and 2 a.m. Jesus Christ.
Gotcha.
Yeah, 2:30 a.m.
Yeah. So this is one thing that's funny too. Is I literally just checked this earlier. But yeah, my theater fucked this up, and I noticed this, but I'm thankful that they've already fixed it. But it was not like this before we started recording because I checked. But so the movie's long, 2:41. By the way, we haven't talked about that.
It's the second longest.
Yeah. But so first showing is 3 p.m. Thursday, IMAX 3D. Then 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. are IMAX. And then there was also a 9 p.m. IMAX 3D. That isn't possible.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
And so now it says sold out. But that's not like, it's because they had to just shut that. They were like, oh, fuck, we messed up.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I checked, which first of all, like unlike yours, this is the 7 o'clock show, like I still got almost nothing in here, which is surprising as fuck to me, to be honest.
Yeah.
And this is the 3 o'clock, which is even funnier. Check this out. IMAX 3D at 3 o'clock, 2 seats. But yeah, the
even 12:30 IMAX is like damn near full.
I checked y'all whatever it was, the 6:30 one or whatever for y'all. That was the first one I opened up.
Oh, the 7:30?
The 7:30 to try to get you a ticket. And I was like, fuck. Like, because I mean that the whole thing was
7:30 was gone. Yeah.
And then I opened up the next one and I was like, there was a chunk in, like a few in the middle, like 5 in the middle gone. But to the left went one more away, because I think 22 is your middle. Yeah. Something like that.
21 and 22, yeah.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, whatever it was, the 2 vacancies on L to the left went one further that was taken. And so I got whatever was closest to the right. And yeah, it was. I
was aiming for that 7:32. I was like, yeah, it's not happening at all.
Yeah,
that's not happening at all.
And that was the thing too, is I was like, I opened that one up, and I was kind of happy that it was full, because I was like, I would hate to get you a good seat and then you'd be like, I can't get out of work, or something.
Oh no, that would never be a thing.
Correct. Yeah. but I was like, I'd rather, because I know that you're okay with going late. Yeah. And so I was like, that 11 o'clock, he'll be happy as fuck. Because I realized, I was like, this motherfucker's off on Mondays. So he was probably up late as shit last night. He ain't even thinking about waking up. I was like, I got to just try to get something. And yeah, that was funny as shit, man. Let 3D die, 100%, man.
Oh, absolutely.
The only person I know that runs
don't let Adam Havlick
is Adam Havlick. That's it. And good for him. I mean, legitimately, like, I wish, but like, I went and saw Avatar in 3D, and I will not see Avatar 2 in 3D. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
It only hurt the experience for me.
Yeah, no, so it's like,
they need to stop that shit.
And then I got, so I have, of course, the 11 that Thursday, and then Friday again. And we'll see. Yeah,
I bought 11 a.m. on Saturday. That's usually my go-to. Is
Jesus, 11 a.m. God damn.
That's when I saw Woman King at 10:15 in the morning on Sunday. Oh it God. Was phenomenal. We woke up at 9 o'clock, and I was like, God, because we were exhausted and we've been trying not to do anything. And I was like, you know what? It's like, I need to see the Woman King. And I was like, let me just look up show times. And there was a 10:15. I was like, and we had like an hour and 5 minutes or something. And I was like, do you want to go to a movie? We'll get out around lunch, and then we can have the rest of the day to clean, do laundry, all that. And it was, let's do it. And, had my sister come, all that. It was great. I mean, get out of the movie, still have the whole day. So that's very happy. Yeah, that's great.
Dope. Yeah, because even now, like this Thursday 11, full, dunzo.
Yeah,
it's like
correct.
Yeah, because I usually don't do like the Thursday, so it's like Friday, Saturday,
right?
That mid. But
why is
movies,
that?
I'm like, I don't know. It's just what I've always done, and it's like, I don't know. And it's like, unless it's like a big ass movie like this or like an Endgame, so I'm avoiding any type of possible fucking spoiler of any kind. I'm doing Thursday. But any in that, I just kind of it's always been a Friday, Saturday thing. But this one definitely was going to get that Thursday treatment for sure. And everything will be block muted, and it still is. Forever until the movie.
Yeah, that's correct. That's the only thing too is like, I know that I will get invited to a early screening for this. It will probably be on Tuesday, and it will be with a bunch of fans. But I'm like, if it's in IMAX, I'm like, I'm gonna have to fucking go. Like, have to. And I'm gonna be sad if other press got to see it 2 weeks earlier or something, because like I'll somehow get spoiled for something and I'll be all upset about it. But like, man, like, I'm fucking now I'm like, first of all, I'm dying to see this movie, but also after Multiverse of Madness, because that was my most anticipated movie of anything Marvel had announced, and then this was my most nervous for obvious reasons.
Right.
And now, for literally Phase 4 movies to be saved for me, I have to put all my cards on this movie. And all the trailers say that is not going to be a problem. And I'm like, man, neither did the other trailers, And so I'm so scared because this movie looks unbelievable. And, because I'm trying to think of what the last one was, but like people were saying, like, this might be the greatest thing Marvel makes. And it might have been No Way Home or, whatever. And it's like, man, we'll have to see. Like, the trailers for this, we haven't had a movie with trailers like this in a while.
Yeah, we haven't.
And this thing, I hope it's incredible.
I don't want to say impossible. I don't want to say impossible. It's a strong word.
Yeah.
But it's heavily, heavily, heavily unlikely that this movie has any room to suck. Like,
I mean,
like you just can't. Like,
yeah.
With one, Ryan Coogler at the helm. Two, how much it means.
Yeah.
What it means. Like, there is no room.
Yeah.
To suck. So that's why I'm like.
So
I don't know.
Like, I don't know if you remember this, but I brought this up at one point. But I still think Captain Marvel the movie sucks because everybody important producer-wise, Feige, all those people were on Infinity War and Endgame duty.
Yeah.
Like Captain Marvel got made in between those movies, and nobody gave a fuck. Like, go make it watchable.
Yeah.
And it's barely watchable. But I said this after Multiverse Madness, and I was like, maybe that same shit has happened because Coogler had to write a brand new movie.
Yeah.
With very little time in terms of his writing time. I mean, he did not have much. And so I was like, maybe everybody was all hands on deck for Wakanda Forever.
It had to be. Yeah.
And it makes sense. So I'd love that.
That's what Kenya said too. Like, if this shit, it's not gonna flop, but if it sucks,
correct. If this is as bad as Multiverse of Madness,
oh yeah, the amount of backlash and fury that will come towards Marvel will be biblical.
Yeah.
Biblical. And I think that's another reason why I said there's literally no room for you to fuck up. Like,
yeah.
If not,
you're not wrong.
Everyone will have your head on a stake. Everyone.
Yeah. Correct.
Fucking Agoge style. Like, it's going down. So yes, that's why I'm saying I'm not going in thinking, obviously, like, I have no expectations of this film, just knowing I'm going to fucking ball my ass off. That's the only shit I know for certain. That is it. And the rest, I'm letting Ryan take me and where that goes. For this, Chadwick, Legacy, the whole nine. But you have no room to suck, homie, especially when you got Coogler attached and you give him like, okay, do it. I know what you have to deal with. Make it your own. Make it what you got to do.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at.
I'm with you
now. So yeah. And I will be one of those people that will travel to LA and wherever the fuck y'all are and be like, you fucked this movie up.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
absolutely. And you have it on video, so if everyone's questioning you, there's no doubt it was me. There's no doubt it was me.
And that's the thing too, though, is like, how you were saying, like, Coogler almost said I'm done directing.
Yeah.
And so that's what makes me scared that, like, did he not figure it out?
Oh, no. That was just from the death of Chadwick.
No, correct. No, I know, but I'm just, so it's just one of those things where it's like, I really hope this movie comes out. It's incredible. And then we get to hear Coogler talk about it after it gets positive reception, because also knowing Coogler, he's not the kind of guy that's gonna, before people see it, go, "Oh, I fucking murdered this shit. Like, I saved everything and did what no one thought I could." But I hope that there's an interview at the, end of November that comes out, and he's like, "Man, one day I was laying in bed and it fucking clicked. And I knew exactly what the movie needed to be. And I fucking wrote it." And just, and then he can do, like, he's like, "Chadwick came to me in my dream, blah blah blah, made me, help me out. Chadwick co-wrote this movie, blah blah." Do some PR shit, whatever. But like, I hope that this movie is so goddamn good that this makes people look at Coogler and say, "You're one of the greatest ever," because this is the biggest feat.
Yeah.
Bigger than Infinity War and Endgame in terms of, this is on one person, and guess what? Your lead actor is gone.
Yeah.
And you have to, it's not like your lead actor was, diddling children and you had to they didn't get canceled. They didn't, you didn't have an argument with them. It wasn't about contract negotiations. It was a devastating loss for the whole world. And you have to honor them and still make a badass, meaningful, beautiful movie.
Yeah. And that's the thing, Kenan. You're right. Nobody will blame Coogler. Like, nobody will be like, "The fuck is wrong with you, guy?" Like, yeah, no, hell no. It's just.
But like, I would also say,
give,
what I will honestly admit is, with the craziness of COVID, if they didn't figure it out, Marvel should have said, Black Panther 2 is off the slate, until we figure it out. We have plenty of other projects we can move up. We have all these things, whatever. I would think that they would do that, man. But like, then again,
I mean, they did. Obviously, they pushed it back greatly, obviously. But
yeah, but like, we still got Multiverse of Madness. That's after that shit was delayed a whole year. Like, fucking hot garbage, man.
Yeah,
scary.
It's going to be the Furious 7 treatment times like 1 billion.
Yeah.
What James Wan had to do was like, yeah, you get time, but we still have a deadline. So it's like, work what you can, do what you can, and he pumped out something great, and it worked.
Yeah, make some people cry.
Oh yeah, cry's not even gonna be the word. What the fuck is gonna happen in this movie? They're like, "How'd you like the movie?" "I never saw it. I was crying all the time."
It's really blurry. He couldn't really focus.
Blurry. That fucking Atlanta shit was so real. Everything was just so wet. I don't know what the fuck happened. So it's like,
I didn't know I saw this in 4D.
Yeah. I was like, damn, Nam was in this movie a lot. The whole movie. I
thought the whole movie was underwater.
The whole movie was underwater. My eyes couldn't see shit. I couldn't breathe. There was lumps in my throat. I was like, damn. Yeah, so we'll see. Still got Black Widow. What?
Yeah, Black Widow's hot garbage too.
That's always be a guilty pleasure of mine.
So bad.
It's not too much of mouth. There are worse things. Okay.
Correct, but not many. In terms of the MCU, like, I'm talking about in the MCU, obviously, but Captain Marvel's worse.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But like, what else is worse?
I put Multiverse up there.
Well, yeah, correct. Yeah,
Black Widow. Yeah.
Well,
yeah. So
I don't know, man.
You know better.
I don't know.
Let's
see. I did have to see Multiverse 4 times anyway.
Yeah,
so
no, I still put that. I still think Dark World is worse. I still think I think that's really about Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
Is,
Iron Man 2.
But like, I enjoy Iron Man 2 more because it's still Tony Stark. The movie's not great.
I don't. But it's like, because like, we had Iron Man 2, we had Tony Stark. That was really
Right.
bad at it. Like we
Same thing
still
with
had the
Iron Man 3.
badass of fucking, huh?
Iron Man 3, that was like the whole point. It's like you're with Tony Stark.
True. But the movie was
But-
much better though.
Yeah, it is. But
Um,
I'm trying to think of what else. Like I'm not a big fan of the first Ant-Man,
oh, it's definitely not worth.
But-
damn, it's
but-
not worse than fucking.
but Ant-Man's better than Black Widow.
Yeah, absolutely. Both are.
Okay. Yeah. I like Ant-Man and the Wasp a lot better than the first Ant-Man. That's just
I don't, but I still really like Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
I think that movie
I had
gets a lot of unnecessary hate, like
Yeah.
a lot.
like I just for that one I understood the tone a lot better. And by the end, yes, there's a giant ant playing the drums and it's stupid, but like I was laughing at it.
It comes with the territory.
Yeah.
It's part of the lore. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, that's true. You do put Shang-Chi above Winter Soldier, so like is there even a reason to listen to what you're saying?
Yes, because that's complete blasphemy and irony calling a kettle black from coming from Kenya. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Great movie. I'm not saying it's Winter Soldier shit. It's still high up there for me, Winter Soldier, but I unabashedly love Shang-Chi and 10 Rings. And also it's my personal list, motherfucker. It's like, also if I like something and put something above, does not mean in theory it's a better movie, but I just really enjoyed it a lot more.
And that's where, like, for me, one of my comfort movies is the first Avenger. And like I just unabashedly love that movie, just the old time feel. That's one thing too. I forgot to bring this up, I think. On the plane 2 weeks ago, I watched The Rocketeer. I'd never seen it. And that's Joe Johnston, guy that made First Avenger. And the whole point of why they went and got him is because they basically said, hey, we want you to make The Rocketeer, but with Captain America instead of The Rocketeer. And there are so many things that are in the Rocketeer movie that are like direct parallels that he redid.
Oh yeah,
in the first Avenger. Like it's pretty hilarious, but
you can see it.
Yeah. Like literally, like they fight in the cockpit of a blimp, and it's like almost exactly like fighting in that ship. Whatever, but
yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
We can talk about this all day. We can get out of here.
Right. But I do want to say I did see Blonde. Good old Blonde.
Oh yeah.
Over this weekend. Another movie that everyone's going fucking haywire over.
Yeah.
It's a complicated film to like. I'm not somebody who's like big on like the story of Marilyn Monroe, like know her ins and outs and the controversies and all this good stuff. But I know everyone is calling it the most disgusting thing ever in life, and everyone's hating it and misogynist and uses her and yada 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 yada. I don't know where to make of it because I'm taking into account the times, I'm taking into account what's happening and how women in general were being treated back then, and by a bunch of fucking assholes that were men back in that time.
Yeah.
I don't know the story to validate if any of this is true or not true. Anna, by the way, is fucking phenomenal in it. Like, great. There's some scenes that there's only one. Really, everyone's saying, oh, it's heavy in rape and things like this, and context.
Yeah.
Yes. Because one of those things is like, yeah, if you want this movie, you know what you got to do. Bend over type shit and take it, whatever. Like the dicks that they were, and still to this day, some are.
Yeah, correct.
So by that definition of standard, yes. And it's like up close shots of like it happening, like her face, and then she's like, you see the motion and all that. But it's not like full blown in this screen. Like, holy shit, what am I watching?
Right.
Implied, and you hear shit. There's only one scene that was going crazy. It was the JFK one. And I was like, oh,
Really?
we're insinuating a lot. Um, and I just say an insinuation because I don't know the true story between her and JFK like that.
Yeah.
But the scene itself, I'm like, oh, okay. And what follows up after, it's like, wow, is this true? Is this not? Like, we're swinging for the fence of this is a lot. But it's an uncomfortable watch. It's just because while she's doing things, there's inner dialogue that she's saying, and it's just like, well, damn. So it made JFK look like quite the fucking asshole.
Really? Jesus.
Like really bad. And like I said, what they insinuate after, if true, I don't know the story. It's like, whoa. Can y'all? Okay. So yeah, it has its moments, but it's a good movie. But just what is in it, I can see why people are just like, oh my fucking god, especially women, because obviously this is like the main component of them having the issue with this film. And I see a few men obviously talk about too how disgusting how it depicts her as a piece of meat and vile, yada yada yada, and all things that she mentions and is a thorough through this film, and her childhood traumas that she takes with her to adulthood and how she handles her relationship with men. It was weird. It's like, why are you doing it? Because a certain thing that she calls every single man that she's with or married, I'm like, okay, you're really fucked up. Like, this really fucked you up. Okay.
Right.
So it takes a lot of interesting direction for somebody from my side who does not know the full story of Marilyn in that aspect. So if you want, check it out. I don't know if you planned on seeing it or not.
I mean, honestly, no. But it's one of those, like, with what I've heard about it, and then especially from what I've heard now more from you than anyone else, and like it's just one of those things where like I understand a movie that's a tough watch, and there's you name a million of them, but like, it gets to the point where it's like, okay, why do I need to sit down and watch this? Like, will I get enjoyment out of it? Type of thing. And so it's like
it's not one of those films.
Exactly. So it's like if I'm not interested in the story, if I'm not interested in learning more about her, and it's not a fun watch, I mean, like, I went and saw Elvis. I don't really care about Elvis that much. I learned a lot about Elvis. I liked a lot of the stuff in the movie. I did not like a lot of the stuff in the movie, but I enjoyed myself. It was a good biopic, whatever. But like when it comes to something like that, it's like I'm not even like I mean, it's like 50 years from now them doing a Kim Kardashian biopic, and it's like, sorry, but she ain't it.
Right.
Like she ain't that kind of person for me. So
let me put it. I don't want to say. Again, this is coming from somebody who has no soul. For me, it wasn't a tough watch. Like I was like, it's not tough for me. Like I've seen movies that are worse. Like holy shit.
Right.
Like I said, there's a lot of insinuation, and there's a lot of, and as a woman's standpoint, I can see why. Obviously, yes. And as Marilyn Monroe being the figure that she is, I see it. But for me, it wasn't a tough watch. I'm like, wow, this is fucked up.
Right.
Like I said, it's just when it gets to. I remember I even tweeted out. I'm like, why is this movie NC-17? Like I don't see why it is. And then we get to the JFK scene. I'm like, oh, there it is.
Oh, really?
Like, there it is.
Gotcha.
Because it's full blood. Have you seen the movie or know about the movie Brown Bunny?
No.
Okay. It's a film that goes by it's an older film, 2000s or whatever. And I forget the dude's name. It's like Vincent something, but it stars Chloe Savarine. They were together at the time, and it's not a great movie, but it's known for people walking like, what the fuck am I? Because it literally shows you full-blown dick sucking, like straight up in the camera.
Oh, wow.
She's giving him a blowjob right in the camera. Like you see him come in her mouth and everything. It's like right there. It's like, whoa.
Like he has an orgasm on camera,
Yeah, it's in her
like
mouth. Like you see
like
her
a
like,
real one.
yeah, like you see, because they were together. Like while they're making this movie, they were together in real life. So literally, this camera is just right there, dick in the mouth. She's going crazy, and then comes in her mouth, and then takes it.
Interesting.
So obviously, people at screenings are like, "What the fuck is this?" and walk out all type of shit.
Yeah.
This had that same thing without the visible dick. So it's her, like you get, like if it's like here, you see up to here of her going to town, like in her mouth, and she's like, I don't want it, force, and she's having an inner monologue, like, no, this is, you know, who you are, this is what you just have to do, just take it, just swallow, just make sure you swallow, and like all type of shit. It's like, what the fuck? So it was definitely one of those situations, which that was uncomfortable, like, oh shit. So yeah, that was that. Sorry for any children watching, but we'll learn about blowjobs one day.
That is correct.
But yeah, so that part was the only one I was like, wow, that's when it takes off. I honestly don't know what this is going to do for Anna going forward, because it's so received and heavy as is.
Right.
So I'm like, I just hope she's not affected by this career-wise.
Sure.
The way it's going, it could very well look like that had the potential. And Brad Pitt produced. Didn't know that, by the way. Yeah. Like, oh shit. Got it. So yeah, so take a look. Anybody watching, if you want to, go ahead. It's almost 3 hours long, which I did not know.
Oh god damn.
Yeah. I was like, fuck, it's 2:45. I was like, what the fuck?
Jesus Christ, man, there's no way I'm watching that shit.
I was like, god damn, it's shot beautifully. Like it is a very beautiful movie to watch. Like it's really good. But within the aspect ratios and how they change it up in cinematography, and just Anna is just, like I said, anytime she's on screen, it's like you should not be this gorgeous. But she's also just brilliantly acting and her ass off in this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get where people are coming from. I see it, and I'm not mad at anybody who thinks that way, or why they dislike it. So yeah, that was Blonde.
Okay.
Yeah. So do with that as you will, people, and yourself, and we'll see. Yeah, the whole thing, like Kenny said, the whole thing is just rumors. Like nobody really fucking knows but the people there.
Right.
And everything is just made for drama, like dramatization and shit like that, and rumors. That's all you really can do. So yeah, Kenny looks up Brown Bunny. Yeah, look it up. I'm sure it's on Pornhub somewhere. I don't even think you have to go anywhere far to find it. So, all right. So, I think good.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it. End on a high note.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Thank y'all so much for joining us on this latest episode of the Film Cave, your one-stop shop for anything film and entertainment and dick sucking. Logan, tell us where they can find you and what you got going on.
You can find me right here on the Twitter, Logan_Swish. You can find me on YouTube, Patreon, TikTok, Logan Swish. And then Patreon. I've been doing Andor, which I don't even think I've talked about it on the show yet, but I'm enjoying it. It's fine. We'll see if anything crazy happens. Then obviously She-Hulk, Patreon, and whatnot. So definitely check it all out.
Is there? You can find the link to his channel in my description box if you're watching on either one of my channels. Yes. Right now, and you can find me up top on all forms of social media. So go hit that up if you want to see someone make a food. Go over and have a good time. All right. So with that being said, it is your boy Knight.
And I'm Logan.
And as always, we will see y'all in the next, or in the cave. That's was not. It's not my video. In the cave. Peace.
See you guys.